seems that you all have found yourselves, recording in progress, you've all found yourselves a similar line of work, but not before a bar fight was struck outside of the Sunset Stride Inn, or Tavern, excuse me. But you ended up speaking, well, Cooper. Oh, not Cooper, but Dodger. Sorry, it's been a minute. Um, yes, Dodger spoke to this rather large, burly red tiefling and told you all to meet them at that tavern. And there you were. You had a conversation. It seems that a great deal of information passed between this tiefling Larkel and Dodger, and all was revealed to the party. There seems to be a faction known as the Relic Seekers who were to bring some Singorian artifacts to the city, but have disappeared and were scheduled to arrive about 2 weeks ago. So, on behalf of the class, yeah, no problem. But on behalf of the class, they'd asked you to go into the swamps, find the rune keepers, and bring them their shit. Yeah, so you all took up that job. Very quickly found yourselves convening with an individual by the name of Skylar Fay, who, on behalf of the Myriad, wished to pay you more, and basically the party said fuck off. Roxy stayed in a brothel across the street and lost their virginity to a tiefling named Desire. And the very next day, the party proceeded to find Marlowe Wakefield, a member of the Rune Seeker faction, to ask about the job, about who was hired, about where they might be. You learned that there were two human twin brothers, a half-elf ranger woman, and a dwarven woman who all were responsible for the trek there. He didn't seem to know much more other than some details you had already received from the deal. And last but not least, the party ventured out. You made your way into the swamps. And in those swamps, you did indeed find a little bit of trouble. You found yourself standing atop of what is maybe a nest or breeding grounds or something of the like that belonged to 4 constrictor snakes. You all jumped into the ferocity of the action and fought and won your first victory as a party against these horrible beasties, not without a little damage going to Zarvolg and a kill going to Zarvolg's trusted and stalwart companion, who I definitely know the name of, Finn.
Finn.
Finn, that's or Fen, exactly, excuse me. And with that, we will pick up our session today, folks. You find yourselves in the Catal Swamps, following the instincts of your ranger deeper into the swamps, having just defeated these monsters. You've all sat down for a short rest. Well, I guess that's it. Just gonna do a little. No, you guys will be able to talk, rest, have a little snack, whatever you need to do during your short rest. And luckily, no damage or danger will come to your party in this time. So you may all hit the button and roll that 1 hit dice you got if you need to restore some hit points and possibly gain a couple of abilities back.
I'm all set.
Fantastic.
And if anybody needs some food, help yourselves. I have some. You get an extra die 8 on any restore, so.
Hell yeah. That's good.
Love that chef feed.
That's good ramen. Incredible. Okay. So you have, and as a reminder, Zarvolg, you are currently suffering from broken ribs.
Right.
Yes, I'm sorry to say. But I'm sure we'll endure. Fantastic. You guys all get your rest in, douse the flames, hop up, you can continue to proceed onward.
All right. Zarvolg is going to try to strategically place Fen between himself and the party and turn his head a little bit so no one sees if he winces when he gets up off the ground.
Okay.
And then nod to Ember. We ought to clean those snakes.
Well, we should certainly cut some steaks off at a minimum.
If that is what you'd like to do, you most certainly can.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, give me just a half a sec. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I'm happy to roll, but I would assume this is something that's in Zarvalg's wheelhouse.
Absolutely. If you give me just a half a moment, I'm just pulling up my monster harvesting chart, and we're gonna harvest that beastie. So half a moment. These were some snakes. Snake, constructor snake. Not a giant one though. Okay, so here is what I am going to need from you, sir. Let us make a. So here's what I'll say. If you wish to extract meat from this creature, yeah, you just found to get. Make me a nature check just to make sure that you're getting all the best pieces of the meat and the creatures. Whoever wishes to.
Yep. 10 here.
10. That will most certainly do it. So, you know that there are two things to acquire from these very large creatures. There is, of course, first, a large amount of meat that could be acquired from each. It'll require that this meat be, cured if you want to, or cooked. So, from this beast, quite a bit of meat, but we'll deal with that in a second. The other thing that's on here that's worth harvesting is its skin. Constrictor snake skin. It goes for about 3 gold pieces a pop. And it expires in about 10 days. But the interesting thing about it is that a large constrictor snake can be as large as 7 meters long. And it can be brought to tailors to create certain apparel, boots, belts, whatever suits your fancy. So you can absolutely acquire that if you wish. I'll even let you do it during your. There's a bit of an activity. It'll take a little bit to extract all this. We'll say another hour, and you can take whatever you want from these 4 creatures.
Are you guys okay with sticking around? I'd like to have some of that stuff.
Go for it.
Fresh food is always better than preserved, so
I can take time to clean sword.
Fantastic. Okay, yep. You take the hour. You may add to your to your backpack or your inventory or whatever 4 constrictor snake skins. Each one weighs 1 pound and are valued at 3 gold pieces and marked down that they expire in 10 days, which you'll need to track. The last thing is the meat. It's a lot of meat. So you just tell me how much you want out of these.
6 2 pounds. If I can get 24 pounds, that would be plenty. That's enough that I can.
Absolutely. You can absolutely acquire 24 pounds without issue. No problem at all. 24 pounds. That's going to be half a moment. That's going to be considered about 6 slabs of meat, about 6 steaks. Yeah. And yeah. And these things only go for like 2 silver a pop, but you could probably get about 4 times that if you brought it to a butcher. You would know that easily from your background there, Amber. Anyway, this is a lot of extra stuff for acquiring a little meat off of a snake. But they do expire in 1 day. So if you wanna make these things last a little longer, you'll need to probably spend some time during your downtime to cure them or cook them or whatever you need to do, dry them out to turn them into proper rations. Incredible. Okay, that's all. Is there anything anyone else wanted to achieve during that hour? Finch, Baroxy, Dodger, while Ember and Zarval go to acquiring.
I'm good for now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Feroxy really does just sit down for the whole time they're skinning and de-meating these steaks and just religiously cleans the sword.
Fantastic.
Do the snakes have any
Fantastic.
fangs?
Unfortunately, these ones don't have very impressive fangs, as far as you
Damn
can
it.
tell. Yes, their abilities lie more in the realm of squeezing their prey to death and then devouring them, as opposed to poison.
Well, that's not very impressive.
Does anyone know if the eyes are worth anything?
You, due to your role, Zarvolg, you're. What did you roll again? What was the total? Do you remember?
Just a 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
You don't know. You're not sure.
Take them.
Might as well take them then.
There's eyes.
You may. There is 4 sets of snake eye constrictor
Okay.
snake eyeballs. You may acquire as many as you wish.
Eight constrictor snake eyeballs for me then, please.
All right, add them to your inventory. They do not weigh much. You won't need to worry about weight. Incredible. All right, if that is our hour, yep, you acquire all of this. You could probably make a pretty penny selling some of that meat back if you can cure it or dry it anyway, turn it into a dried ration. And then that snake skin might do you well too. But anyway, for now, you may set off into the wild wood once more. The day is growing later, however. You got maybe about maybe about an hour's travel left in the day. So you may do that. We're gonna see how that goes. Okay, you're gonna travel for an hour. Nothing.
Normal pace, looking around.
Normal pace, being careful, looking around. There's a couple scares here and there as you sort of look around. Maybe you guys are feeling a little bit more sort of jerky, a little bit more scared as you had sort of stumbled upon these snakes. Who knows what danger lurks where? But luckily, you seem to be doing pretty good. Absolutely. And with that, yeah, I think so. Other than some foul stench that bubbles up from a blackish water as you sort of walk by on the trail, you kind of come to this sludge pit that just sort of, and this horrible stench reeks from it. Other than that, travel goes fine for that last hour, and you feel the sun beginning to beat down, night beginning to take. Would you like to force a march, or would you like to post up, get some sleep?
So Zarvolg pauses and turns back to the group and says, "How late would you like to travel?"
I'm fine to keep going if everyone else is.
We are mainly looking for the artifacts, but there are people attached to them, and I feel like if they're lost out here, the longer, the worse they are for the proverbial wear.
Yeah.
Probably dead, but yeah.
Maybe.
I will say my less, shall we say, athletic friends. We'll say maybe Ember and Dodger. Dodger being very dexterous, but not, shall we say, an athlete. Your legs are aching. You're like, oh shit. As a note.
Yeah, we won't do anybody any good if we are exhausted when we get there.
Won't do them good if they're fucking dead either, but I see your point. Do we continue? Yay or nay?
We don't want anyone to get too exhausted now, right?
All right.
So maybe we rest for a little bit.
All right.
I say we make the night our ally.
What does that mean?
What's that mean?
It was vague. I liked it.
Let's press on.
All right,
Okay.
yeah. Let's not
Yeah,
be fucking
all right.
fucking press on.
Let's keep going.
All right, you all press on. So you've traveled for 8 hours, not including sort of the 8 hours of combat, downtime, short resting, harvesting. But you have entered into a forced march. Night takes over the swamp. I think everyone here has dark vision.
I don't.
You do not have dark vision.
I am just a dude.
So all of you can kind of vaguely see in the dark. Grays and whites begin to start to take over the swamp as you look around. You can only see about 60 feet in front of you, which is a good distance. For Oxy, it is black as a night out here. The only thing that you can see is a slight cusp of the moon that sort of every now and then spikes through the tops of the trees as you wander through this dangerous, sludgy wasteland.
Yeah.
I can
Darkness
fix that.
springs terrors, perhaps.
I can fix that if the group agrees. Do you want light? Or do we want to move in the dark?
I can fix that as well. It's
I mean, are we trying to be
inconsequential.
stealthy or are we trying to be?
I mean,
Zarvog frowns furiously.
as long as somebody
Most of you don't see it.
yells-
Oh, I was just trying to be courteous. Okay, all right, then we'll just trudge on. Ignore.
Yes. As long as somebody yells, "Hey,
think-
watch out, blind man!"
I think Dodger is giving Feroxy like warnings for things that are in his path, but slightly too late to really be of help because he thinks it's funny.
You forget that I'm taller than you for a moment, and a
Oh.
branch slaps me in the face.
Oh, what's up? Oh, okay.
All right. Moving
So
forward.
we're walking in the pitch black.
Yes.
Incredible. Okay. You guys are gonna walk in the dark. Let's see. Well, the first thing I need is. Actually, this is more of a this situation, I think. Okay. First thing I need is a con. Yes.
Sven can't see either. I just realized.
No, Fen can't see either. Fen very quickly, you could feel Fen sort of brushing beside your leg as you guys walk in the dark. As you walk in the pitch black, and it seems you wish to use it to be stealthy, you guys are going to make a... so first thing I'm going to have is a group stealth check. You guys are going to be moving at 3 miles an hour, a little slower, a little more cautiously, so you'll be a little bit better on alert.
Stealth check.
Yep, stealth check from the whole party.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. The rogue did good at stealth? What?
Wow,
Actually surprised.
unprecedented.
I'm surprised I did so good.
Well, hey, that's what my rolls are here for, because I didn't.
Give it time. Give it time.
All right, I'm going to get those numbers from all of you in a second here. Dodger, what'd you get?
24.
Nice.
24. What'd you get, Finch?
19.
19. What about you there, Zarvog?
18.
Very nice. Ember?
12.
12. And best for last, for Oxy?
I got a fat 6.
Fat 6. Actually, now that I think of it, I ought to
Thank
be...
God for the group check.
Yeah, really.
Zarvog, make sure to roll for Fen as well, please, because they...
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yep. No worries at all. Just want to see how your druid does for shits and giggles.
Fen got a 9.
Fen sort of whimpers at your side. A little disappointed, maybe bumps into a couple things. And your druid doesn't do much better. She's sort of walking along going, yes, I met my rabbit while we were in a forest way up in the north. And she's maybe telling a little story. Maybe she's trying to whisper, sorry, okay, whisper. I saw the little rabbit way in the north. And she's unfortunately not terribly stealthy. But you have a good balance, I would say. A good balance indeed. Fantastic. And you guys are going to wander along. The next thing I need is after an hour of travel, which will go just fine, I do need a con save as all of you start to feel the heat of exhaustion in your legs as you walk. DC 10. DC 10.
Ooh. Got a 19.
Very nice.
No worries.
Yep, you're doing just fine. You're walking along, Dodger. You're feeling fine. How about you there, Ember?
6.
6, Ember. Your legs burn. Your feet are sore. You are tired. You can barely keep your eyes open. You take a point of exhaustion, my friend. Roxy?
Yeah, starting this session out strong. Got a 4.
Oh no.
4.
That's
You,
2 4s in a row.
Your blood is hot. Here in the swamps, you feel the heat on your brow, and it seeps the energy out of you like some kind of vampiric entity. You have gained a level of exhaustion. Finch,
17.
you are doing just fine. Finch, you're doing just fine. Zarvalg,
16.
yeah, you're doing just as fine as well. And I need a roll from Fen.
Yep. Seven for Finn.
No.
Fen, you can hear Fen in the dark, sort of panting, you can hear sort of the tiredness, maybe every now and then a little. That's sort of like annoyed.
Can we stop? I've really had enough. I'm not used to doing this.
Yes, we should stop for Ember's sake. I am fine, of course.
Insight check.
Yeah, go
Oh,
for
dang.
it, Proxy Deception. Just to be clear, Yvain is like doing some of these.
Oh,
Oh no, I got a 5. I don't see anything.
It's too dark.
I did get a 17 deception. I'll take that.
Feroxy's words are convincing, and Feroxy's strength has already been proven. But alas, you cannot see into the dark where Feroxy is like against the tree.
brilliant. Yes.
All right. Zarvalg will reluctantly try to scan the immediate area for a place for us to make camp.
You most certainly can. Make me. What are you looking for? Somewhere like hidden, or just somewhere like
Yeah,
nice
I mean,
enough?
whatever works best. Hidden, drier than normal, whatever.
Okay, I'll say with your dark vision, maybe you leave Fen with the group. You do like a quick skim of the immediate perimeter and find some high ground that will suit nicely for camp and a campfire.
Right.
You summon the group. You all make your way over there to where a fire can easily be set with a tinderbox, and not too easily. I'll say our ranger, just for shits and giggles, ranger, I want you to make a survival check, just to see if you can find some, dry wood and proper kindling.
That's not a problem.
Nat
Create
20.
create bonfire. I can dry out whatever wood you have. It's really not a problem.
Incredible. So yeah, Zarvalg, you're like, hang on, let me go find wood. And Ember's like, well, hang on a minute, guys. Look, I can make it happen for you. It's no problem. I've got this one spell that's really great. And Zarvalg suddenly like, okay, I'm back, and has like an arm like this full of like dry wood, like perfectly dry wood. Some birch somehow got in there.
Critical campfire wood.
Critical campfire wood, exactly. And a fine campfire is very quickly made with great skill. And yes, you may all gather around the campfire, get a little heat as you need it here in this toasty swamp. But nonetheless, the fire is probably comforting against the dangers of the night. And you may all go to rest. Is there anything that you want to? So nobody hit the button yet. Is there anything anyone wants to do this evening?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not all that tired, according to my rolls. So Zarvalg would like to, in the dark by himself, stealthily and at normal pace, just kind of do like an outward spiral, maybe 30, 40 feet from the camp, just to make sure that there's nothing alarming in the immediate vicinity. And then maybe spend some time practicing reflex stuff, aiming, trying to train Fen, that kind of thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, you kind of disappear into the darkness, and um, Fen can't see terribly well out here, but that isn't a bad thing necessarily.
Right.
As you've been wanting to teach your faithful companion how to fight blind, um, you know, you do some progress, you do some work. Your hound has completed its first kill, no small feat, not against a constrictor snake anyway. Incredible. Is there anything else anyone else would like to do?
Just as part of setting up camp, I want to, pound a couple of spikes into, one of the nearby trees, just so I have a place to, hang my cloak and that sort of stuff. But
Absolutely.
one of the things that I am going to do is I'm going to slip off my ring and slip it over one of the spikes and kind of bend it up a little bit so it doesn't come loose.
Sure. Yeah, you take off your ring and you do so up on the spike, without issue.
In stark opposite, I think, to Ember hanging up his coat, I'm gonna go a little farther out, still where there's some bare light, and just like lay in the mud.
True.
Cool myself off and like take my long rest nap.
Got it. You're gonna find some mud to lay in. Incredible.
Yeah, some nice cool mud.
Nice cool mud.
I'm going to spend 4 hours in my sanctuary. I'm going to cook the meat off, and then I'll come out and then finish the rest of my long rest.
Sure thing. Not a hard check at all. You are proficient in cooking utensils. Go ahead and make me. Let's call this. Well, what ability score? Let's call it a wisdom or intelligence based cooking utensils check. So proficiency plus intelligence or wisdom, your choice. Not a hard roll.
6.
That's okay. That is successful. The DC was 5. I just wanted to see. Yeah, you get to work there. Maybe you're a little maybe you're like a little. It's been a little bit, but nonetheless, you are able to complete your task, and yeah, I would say if you take your 2 hours, sure, I'll say that you are able to dry the meat.
Awesome. Thank you.
Make it into proper rations. So you can transform that into 6 rations, my friend. You are no longer carrying meat, you are carrying rations. So you're in the mud. You're cooking in your sanctuary. It's worth noting. Well, let's see where everybody else is doing before we start talking about that. What about, I'm just going to say Yvain immediately just goes to sleep. She's super tired. But what about you, Dodger?
Are there any like, what's the tree situation near the camp? Any low branches?
Yep, plenty. There, you guys are finding yourself sitting between 2 rather large trees. Your high ground kind of sits in the middle of a very, very small sort of section of like swampy mud. So it's just kind of like this little, little. I don't want to say a hill, but like this little mass of high ground just above, and there's 2 trees that sit right in the middle of your campsite.
Yeah, I think once camp is set up, Dodger just goes whoop right up one of the trees.
Woohoo! Make me an acrobatics or athletics check.
Oh, you know it's gonna be acrobatics.
You
Ooh,
know it's gotta be.
15 plus 5 for a dirty 20.
Oh, fucking no problem. One moment Dodger's on the ground, one moment Dodger's not on the ground. And if anyone was following, you would see an expert climbing maneuver and very comfortably with great finesse and guile and style sits down on a rather large stump that will serve for sleeping arrangements, perhaps.
Yeah, he'll just settle down and then keep an eye out.
Fantastic. So you're off here learning to fight in the dark. Who have I missed? Finch! Finch, what are you up to as the party all settles in to rest?
I think I'd be like sitting near the campfire, wondering how the hell I got here.
So
And-
it's funny you say that, Finch. You sit down at the camp, you're like, all right, very reasonably as 6 friends. We're gonna sit here at the campfire and maybe have some dinner.
Just
Immediately,
chaos.
Zarval just walks into the dark and disappears like a ghost in the night. You blink and Ember's gone somewhere. Feroxy just like goes like 10 steps out and you hear a distinct in the mud. And you see Dodger just rocket up the side of the tree like a monkey. And Yvain just fully pass out with a bunny she's hugging, perhaps.
I'll just sit there and like nod to myself in the dark, like,
Sure.
yep, this is my reality now. And then while we're sitting there, I think like I don't know if I have like a small vial or something, but I think I would try and like catch some fireflies as they're like kind of making their way through the dark and just keeping them for myself and like tucking them in my pocket.
I'll tell you what, maybe a survival check to see if you could find any fireflies.
Okay. Natural 20. -1
Yeah.
to 19.
I was sitting here like, are there even fireflies in a swamp? There are now. You're chilling here and you're like, it'd be cool if I caught some fireflies, and suddenly just like blink, 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 blink. All of these little green moving lights begin to sort of flutter, maybe not right at where the flame is, maybe like a little bit just beyond, just into what would be considered the dim light, the campfire, and you kind of, do you have like a vial or anything to capture them in?
Yeah, and if not, I'll just kind of put them in like a little paper or something and like put them in my pocket.
Okay. Yeah, if you have a vial in your inventory, I don't know if you would, but either way, you can, you probably have a pouch.
Yeah.
You can go in, you start trying to like do like one of these, and you catch them in your pouch. So you can add to your pouch like some fucking fireflies. So if you like open that up, it'll glow a little bit and it'll look real cool, and they'll kind of come out. It can be really dramatic in an important moment, probably.
Well, they're also a reagent for a spell of mine, so.
Okay. Oh, do you have a component pouch?
I don't know. I don't think so. Not yet.
Okay. No, it's all good. It's all good. You probably need to pick one up. So we'll say for now, yeah, your fireflies are in your pouch. But you do know that you should probably invest in a component pouch because there's all kinds of stuff in there that is specialized for holding on to material
Special
components.
things. Yep.
Yeah. And also as a reminder, your holy symbol will substitute any non-consumed and non-gold value based material components. So if it says on it just fireflies are required for one of your spells, your holy amulet will do the job, just as a reminder.
Cool. And then
okay,
that's me.
That's you. Fantastic. You all settle in to have these here sleep, which I'm sure is going to go fantastically. And we are going to give me a half a second. Because unfortunately, my friends, the rest will not be so restful, at least not at first.
What?
I don't feel like there's anything to look up while we're sleeping, actually.
I think you're wrong, DM.
This time, 17 snakes descend.
17 snakes incoming. Okay.
Starts raining bugs. Like, the fuck?
Why is it raining blood? That's weird. Guys,
This is normal.
Where I
Reminds
come
me of
from,
home.
where I come from, blood rain from sky every Saturday. Oh, Russians, you're so funny. Okay, so. Very interesting indeed. So, you're out in the dark. Could I get some passive perceptions -5? Because you.
Ouch.
Yeah,
I'm in the
unfortunately, when you can't see, that takes a hefty knock off of the passive perception.
10 on Feroxy.
10 on Feroxy.
Yeah, 10 for Zarvog.
10 for Zarvog. Yeah, anyone under 10, it's all good.
That'll be a fat 7.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm the same fat 7.
You said passive perception -5?
Yes.
Is it-
4.
Oh, oh no.
8 for
That's pretty
Fen.
tasty. 8 for Fen. Got it. Got it. And yeah, it's fine. Okay, so I need to set the scene somewhere real quick. Just need to set the scene. Yeah, look at mighty fine over here. Turn up that exposure so we can see. Okay then. So, as you are sitting at the campfire, Finch, everyone's getting nestled in, everyone's preparing to go to sleep, and indeed, people will go to sleep. So I will ask, would anybody be taking, well, Dodger said would be watching. So
Yeah, I could take a first watch, I guess.
Okay, you'll take the first watch, good. Incredible, and I think we're gonna say Zarvolg is up too, because Zarvolg was doing training. Incredible. So here's what happens. You're all laying down. Ember, you are in your sanctuary. Zarvolg in the dark, going through motions, training your dog. But Feroxy and Finch, you have found yourselves into a restful sleep along with Yvain in your various ways. And for you, Dodger, and for you, Zarvolg, mostly you, Dodger, because you'll notice it in a moment, Zarvolg, you're a little occupied. The croaking, the sounds of the many frogs of the swamp are loud on your ear. The sounds of whatever other creatures, the crickets, it's almost deafening in the swamp, if you can believe it. The night almost holds a deafening amount of sound, but you are all able to find sleep, especially after such a long day of travel. It's a little louder, the sounds of these frogs. You're like, these frogs are fucking bullfrog shit going on out here. And Dodger, all at once, you look down into the camp and you see there is this, how big are they? A medium sized, so about 5 foot tall, maybe 5 to 4 feet tall, sort of big bellied frogmen.
Yes.
About 4 of them enter in through the dark and are sort of like got these shitty sort of stone spears in front of them. They're wearing these like thick leather hides and they're approaching very cautiously with their spears out in front of them. One of them's like poking the bag, like maybe Finch's bag. Finch is asleep and doesn't notice, but like sort of poking Finch's bag to see if anything happens. And they're kind of like looking around. You can kind of hear them going like sort of like this weird croaking language that they're saying to each other. If you didn't know it was coming from their voices, you might have thought it was just coming from the swamp. But they're just kind of sort of almost like Indians discovering the English, just sort of like curiously moving about, maybe like touching things like the gorillas in Tarzan stomping the camp, where they're going around like touching the typewriter and going, oh. They're kind of having like this thing, and Finch is well asleep as well as Yvain. So only you see this in this moment, Dodger. And Zarvolg, you will soon see this as well. Oh, is there anything you want to do initially, Dodger?
Do they seem at this moment hostile or just curious?
Make an insight check.
Okay. That'll be a flat roll because I got shit for wisdom.
They also
That's
have
a
shields,
9.
by the way. They have like shitty leather shields. A 9? Give it to you. It's not a hard DC at all. They look more defensive and curious than outwardly aggressive. Like they look like they could fight. They look like they could do some damage if they were to enter into a fight. And they're entering with the confidence of individuals who, are warriors by their standards. Mm-hmm. But they definitely don't look like they're there to kill. Like Finch is right there asleep as well as Yvain, and they haven't like started stabbing them,
That would be a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Uh, I think I'll do like a sharp whistle to try to wake the other ones up, just so they're aware of what's happening.
Absolutely. Um, sorry, you wanted to give him a little whistle?
Yeah.
A little whistle, you say. Okay. I feel like that's well within your wheelhouse, given your background, little signals like that. You give a little whistle, and Zarvog, I'll say that is absolutely where you. Oops, sorry, do a little reorganizing. That is absolutely where your sense is so in tune with nature. You hear something that's foreign to this sort of environment, and you hear this short, quick little whistle, and perks up your ears, and you turn, and you now see these sort of frog men sort of poking around the camp, looking curiously. Maybe like one of them is picking up one of Finch's sort of like shoulder pauldrons and is kind of like looking at it and like looking around the camp, like putting on their forehead, seeing if that's how it works. Maybe like one puts it on as a hat. They're like kind
The
of like
gorillas
pokes him.
investigating the camp in Tarzan.
That's exactly what they're doing.
How far away am I?
You are a little more than 60 feet because you wanted to go into the dark to practice.
Right. Okay. I'm going to whisper to Fen to stay, and I'm going to stealthily move laterally about 20 feet so that I'm no further away but separated from Fen.
Okay, you're gonna step away from Fen. Sorry, one more time. You wanted to move in 20 to about 20 feet. You said?
No, I'm going to stay at about 60 feet distance. I'm going to move laterally about 20 feet just so that there's some distance between Fen and I because he's not stealthy.
No, and he also does not. Oh well, he can look back to the campfire where there is light and gauge that at least. So you stay 60 feet. You approach just to the edge of the sort of dim lit fire line. And Fen, is you sort of split the difference. Fen sort of moves into position as well. You guys both kind of take a 10 feet, and Fen just kind of goes into quiet mode. Is well trained enough for that, and you sit at the edge, prepare. You guys just want to sit and wait and see what they do?
I'm just going to have my bow ready and casting shadows.
What was that? Sorry, you're sounding a little robot-y.
Sorry. I'm just going to stay in the shadows and have my bow ready.
Stay in the shadows and have your bow ready. Excellent. We'll say that you've held an action. So at the first sign of trouble, you can loose that bow. No issue. What about you, Dodger?
I will take the dagger from my boot and just kind of also hold an action if they make any hostile move or try to steal anything.
Incredible.
I don't want to attack them unprovoked.
Understood. And lastly, I just want to ask you, Ember, because I know you are up and about, but you're in your sanctuary. Do you have any ability to perceive what's going on outside while in there? You're muted.
I can hear what's going on.
Okay. Okay. I want to ask you, what's your passive insight?
12.
12. I'll give it to you. You're in there, you're cooking up a storm, things are going well, and you start to hear like these croaking sounds, like you're surrounded with the ambiance of the swamp, the sounds sort of coming through. But then you suddenly hear the sort of the croaking becoming more specific, strangely specific, to the point where it sounds like language, and you're like, that's weird and strangely close to where I am positioned in space.
Oh, I have my stuff mostly hung up. There are people outside. I'm just going to continue to listen closely and kind of watch my stuff.
Absolutely. Yep, you stay close, you watch your stuff. No issue there. Okay, it sounds like you guys are going to keep it chill and see what happens. So, we're going to see what happens. You watch and you wait, and again, very much like the gorillas, They don't break into song. They don't do stomping the camp or anything like that. But they sort of wander around the camp. I think what they're actually going to do is, well, first off, they're looking around. So let's see if they catch. Ooh, you know what I'm going to get? I'm going to get a stealth check from Zarvolg and Dodger, please, because you guys are aware of the situation.
What
was that?
19.
19. Fantastic.
That is an 18 for Dodger.
18 for Dodger. 19 and 18. Yeah, they do not notice you. They came upon the camp fairly stealthily. You guys could at least take that away and be like, oh, impressive. They poke around the camp, and that is exactly what they're going to do, in fact. They kind of like click all of the things. They look at each other. They continue to discuss in these strange tongues, sort of to one another. And one of them very cautiously, I think, is going to, they sort of get into a position where they're like still very sort of cautiously like pointing their spears. They kind of move a little closer to Finch and a little closer to Yvain, like 2 on each one. And Finch, you're going to wake up as you feel a little like, as one takes like the blunt end of its spear and sort of like, and you feel a little like, have like one of those maybe.
Quit it.
And you're tired after a long trek, but you sort of wake up and you remember, oh great, I'm in a swamp, it's groggy, it's nighttime. Oh, and you look around, you see these 4 sort of big bug-eyed like bullfrog men standing over you, pointing their like shitty wood spears at you. And they sort of like, the one that's pointing spear at you goes, "Rip me." Okay,
all right. So I'm going to, you said like, so do they look like, you said they have their spears out, but is it more like in fear, or is it like aggressive, like I'm gonna come at you?
Make an insight check. Okay. We roll dice to play this game.
17 plus 17 minus 1, so 16.
16.
Yeah.
In this moment of coming out of sleep, your mind tells you the answers to your questions, unlike usual, I would say, for -1. But you have a sudden moment of sort of post-sleep clarity, and you go, they look aggressive, they look defensively aggressive, but they don't look like, they look ready to attack if something goes down. But, you know, they didn't stab you in your sleep, which is a great sign.
It's a good sign, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great start to diplomatic relations, is when they don't kill you outright.
Yep, I'm gonna start to try and talk to them or communicate, but like raise my voice just like a little bit, so hopefully like the others in the party will start to wake up, and I'll just say like, hey, fellas. Who knows?
Fellas.
Yeah, guys. All right, like let's just put our weapons down, and I'm just gonna try and like. Okay, all right.
Make a.
Put it down. Put it down. I'm just gonna keep trying to like will them to like put it down.
Got it. Why don't you make me a persuasion check to prove to them that you have good intentions, that you're not to be feared.
Good thing I'm charismatic AF. 16 plus 20, a dirty 20.
Damn, dirty 20.
You said
I'm gonna say
plus 20, and I was like, whoa,
wow, level 1. Yeah, I gave her expertise and Iron Scarlet Mastery.
Got expertise twice. It was fucked up.
Yeah, I gave her quadruple expertise. Yeah, level 1.
Say my persuasion is +4, so.
Absolutely. You will. Well, the first things first. Yvain wakes up with her little Almirage rabbit in her arms and kind of like, just kind of looking at you quietly, because she's like, "Okay, you got this," basically, and she's gonna lay there. Feroxy. How heavy a sleeper do you think you are?
I mean, based on like, some animal stuff. Probably pretty light, I'd say.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll tell you what. Make me a Constitution saving throw just to see if your body is
If you're just
and you have a point of
exhausted.
exhaustion, right?
I do.
I'm gonna give you disadvantage on this. I'm afraid.
All right.
You're tired. Long day travel.
EP.
Mm-hmm.
The lowest is going to be a 14.
A 14 will be more than enough. You are light sleeper. You got to be in these dangerous times. And you hear, okay, put it down. And you sort of like spring awake and sort of like shoot up. What you're going to see is something a little bit more different than what other people are seeing, I think. As a fifth bullfrog humanoid creature didn't notice you laying there in the muck, is sort of... yeah, you sort of go like covered in
It's
dripping.
the Undertaker.
The
like,
Undertaker lifting
full
up.
Sit up.
I see like Rambo or like Lara Croft or whatever, they like come out of the
Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris just doused in mud, just like Undertaker sit up, just caked in wet mud. And this guy hasn't noticed you yet, but he seems to be quite stealthy and is sort of like really low towards the ground, spear, just like you can see it's desperately trying to listen to the scene. You look past the scene, you see your two friends very much on their backs, spears in their faces, going, "It's okay, we're gonna just put the spear down."
This scene to Feroxy is horrible. This is nothing good, and I have woken up from a loud voice.
We're gonna come back to you in a second, just because things are going. Ember, you are sitting there like cautiously, and then you definitely hear Finch's voice being like, "It's okay, we're all buddies here. We're just gonna calm down. It's all good." Exactly. Zarvolg, you have full visual of the scene. Dodger, you have full visual of the scene. And I will say, Finch, with your modified 20, you do see it sort of like it keeps its spear somewhat pointed in your general direction, but it definitely lowers it. It's not like pointing it like at it's not like sticking it in your face anymore. Like kind of has it back, like ready to go, but you definitely sort of got through to it, and it's sort of like testing the waters. You know what I mean? It's like looking at you, and it kind of goes... It's just kind of like looking at you, sort of like the Ewok talking to Princess Leia.
Okay. All right, we're making progress. So is it still going to be like inquisitive? Like if I notice that it's like you said before, it was exploring like what people were wearing. So if I like take my little
you look over, you see Buddy's still got like your wrist pauldron, and is like sniffing it, and like starts like with its like gummy jaw starts it's like gnaws on it a little bit and kind of goes, ugh.
I'm gonna start showing them things in the camp to try and like distract them, like my shield, and I'm gonna like hold it up, and I'll like let them like come and touch it if they want. Try and like distract them.
I want you to, Finch, I want you to make me another persuasion check. I'm gonna give you advantage though, because you've already sort of bridged the gap.
I love these little dudes.
16 plus 4 again, so a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So here's what happens. Zarvolg, like Legolas, feeling the feather of the arrow on your bow, ready to strike from the dark. Ember, you're like at the side, flames in your hands, sparkling, ready to go. Brox, you reach for your sword, prepared to enter into combat, and all of you have the same moment of notice, whereas you see Finch is like, shield, and all four of them are like, ooh, shield. Finch is like, oh yes, see, glove, and they're like, glove, and you hear them starting to like articulate the common like words that you're trying to say, and they seem to be, coming around.
Good. So I'm just gonna keep like showing them things. I'll like let them touch it. I'll try and like distract them with something shiny. I'll take out one of the fireflies.
You take out the fireflies and like open it, and they're all like, ooh. Feroxy, the fifth one who's like hiding in the muck right in front of you, is fully like, like is like he's embarrassed for his allies. You can see like this has not gone the way he hoped it would.
Can I see Finch?
Yeah, you see Finch
Okay.
playing show and tell with them and is like making nice.
I'm gonna try and make eye contact with Finch. I got the sword up. I'm just like,
Finch, what's your passive perception? Just base passive perception.
mine or Finch's? Sorry.
Finches.
Okay.
You're muted, by the way.
Getting off mute. 9.
9. Oh shit. Finch just you're like over there, Frux. You got the sword over your head. You're like doing a little wiggle up there to try and draw attention. Finch is just like full in show and tell mode and is going like, yes.
I'm like Miss Frizzle at this point. Like,
yeah, yeah, and they're just like they're not even like pointing their spears anymore. They're just like, ooh.
You said this one was like face palming. Is he becoming less aggressive as well?
Yeah, you get the sense that like he's not like why aren't you killing them? It's not like that.
Okay.
But he looks embarrassed for his crew.
Froxy, before getting noticed, will just slowly put the sword back.
I want you to make a stealth check, Roxy.
Oh, this is not gonna go well. Okay. Good news. That's a 2.
Oh fuck. You're like, okay, and you do what is the most ridiculous. You attempt to do what's the most ridiculous thing in the world, which is sheathe the great sword on your back without looking. And you go like, and you bring it back, and you poke yourself in like the calf as you're like on your knee or something, and you just sort of like, and you kind of like have one of those moments.
Ow.
The bullfrog like creature turns around and goes
Headbutt.
You just fucking rock him.
I panicked.
You panic and rock his shit. Okay, make an unarmed strike.
Cool.
We were so close.
You always do this for Oaks. Why do you always do this? No, it's all good. It's all good.
My only good rolls are my attacks. That's a 22 to hit.
A 22 to hit. Yeah, you rock him in the nose. You're gonna bust his freaking nose. What's your unarmed strike?
It's a D4.
Jesus Christ. I will say, if you want, you can opt to just use your strength modifier if you want. You don't have to add a D4. But
yeah.
You want to do that?
Yeah. It's in that case it's just a 4 damage.
It's only 4 damage. Okay, got it. I'll just note that down.
Hey, it could have been 7.
Yeah, you could have fucking almost killed this guy. You just go with your forehead, and you don't break his nose. You break the bones behind his nose. And he just like and like steps back, and like green blood starts like flowing out of its face. It's like the front of its lip is like concave. You rocked his shit. And suddenly like Finch or show and tell comes to a dramatic end as they all sort of like turn around and like look into the darkness. And that's when you definitely see Finch. You see the shape of Feroxy maybe like scrambling to his feet. And another bullywog going.
I force of habit. I panicked.
And the other bullywogs sort of like they don't even consider you a threat anymore. Eventually, they fully turn their back to you and run over to Feroxy and they all like surround Feroxy and point their spears at Feroxy.
Oh, okay, sword back out.
All right, easy, everyone.
The red hobgoblin ghost of death steps out of the darkness and says, "Easy, boys." You think that you see a little panic, and also this like large, mean war dog sort of step out of the dark. You see that the mood is the vibe has changed. The vibe has definitely taken a slight shift. And what does anybody do? They're looking a little panicked.
That's as much charisma as I have.
I think I slowly go back to resheath the sword for the second time. because it just complete on instinct the headbutt was. So it's like trying to display non-aggression.
Sorry. Basically.
I'll try and trot over and I'll be like, whoa, okay, let's we got all excited there. Let's we're all friends here. Okay. I'm trying to like now part the parties, like, because I see the sword, I see the frog people, try and like, okay, whoopsie.
I have no issue with frogs. I do not eat frogs.
Okay, great. I'm gonna say, why don't we say, let's see if we can turn this back around. Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. For Roxy, go ahead and make a persuasion check. I'll give you advantage because Finch is kind of there to try and back you up, and they like Finch.
Gotcha. Hey, if I got anything, it's -1 charisma.
Okay.
Okay.
Level 1.
Well, I actually, with advantage, I crit for a 19.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Good job.
I don't want to kill them.
Okay, I think I know what's going down here. You bring your sword up super slowly, and you like find it perfectly this time, and you like sheave it super slowly, and all of them suddenly go like, oh, they all kind of like look around each other, and they kind of like ribbit at each other as you do this like slow sword motion, as if they've seen something miraculous.
I put the sword back and I slowly come back up with the bad magician trick where I have my fingers interlocked.
They all immediately drop down to their knees and start going they like all except for the fifth one whose nose you rocked, but all four of them start like going into like full prayer mode. And the fifth one's like, and he's like poking them with the end of his shaft, and they're like, stop it, we're trying to pray, basically. You seem to rub them the right way for whatever you did.
I look at Finch and I'm just like, please help. Please.
Okay, all right then. I'm just gonna say, like, let's all come back to the, like, trying to like corral them back to the fire, like out of the darkness, away from the mud person.
You try and pull them away. They suddenly like something's going on now. It's not hostile, but something's going on. They're not agitated. Something's going on. They look really excited. The one with the broken nose is like, he's like clearly trying to say something to all of them. Like, you're basically like what you discern is basically like, you're like, stop it, you're being ridiculous, something like that. One of them runs off into the dark, like spear like at the side, non-aggressively, just like runs into the swamp, like he's got to do something. The other three continue, like two of them continue to like pray to you, Feroxy. The other one sort of like is negotiating with you, Finch. It's like it's like you have no clue. The other one
I agree with whatever. I'm like, this guy, right? This guy.
But yes, this guy. The one
point,
who ran
you just
into
hear Dodger laughing from the tree.
laughing from the tree. They don't seem worried at all at this point. Like, they don't seem to register any of you as a threat anymore, because nat 20s are fun. And the last guy who just ran into the dark, you hear like a big coming in from the dark, and you see him sort of like corralling this giant frog, like literally giant frog, like the size of a horse. So it's corralling it over towards you guys, and the two other frogs that were praying to you, Roxy, they come up to you and start taking you by the arm with their spare hand over to the frog, and they start like putting you up on the back of the giant frog.
I do not. I'll get on.
And they start like poking you and telling you like how to sit, and eventually you surmise that they want you to sit like cross-legged on top of the frog. And they start corralling the giant frog into the darkness of the swamp, with Feroxy on its back. And very excited. They're like dancing. They're like woohoo! And the fifth one just sort of like drags his spear behind, a little crestfallen.
Once I realize they're taking me into the darkness of the swamp, I get off the big frog.
They look very unhappy about that. They get off and they start like ribbiting at you, like very unhappy. They're like,
I don't speak
They,
their
like-
language. I'm just mocking them almost. Probably.
They're like, they look at you and like look at each other a little like the fuck. But no, they seem to really want you to be on the back of that frog.
Look at the group. Back at
Ride
the
the frog. Ride the frog.
All right. I ride the frog, and I'll get back on and cross my legs and do the meditation pose almost as it just takes me.
You die, I tell your story.
Tell them I rode the frog.
Well, I rode the frog. Okay, so do you guys? What does everyone want to do? Does everyone want to follow Feroxy on this religious parade?
Hey guys, sorry I became God.
Zarvog will follow.
Okay, Zarvalg will follow.
Zarv-
Finch,
Yeah,
one
at,
of the.
at a distance in the shadows.
Okay, roll me a stealth check along with Fen to keep in the darkness. Finch, one of them's like holding your hand and is like trying to get you to like come along with them because they like you and they want you to go with.
It's time for frog parade.
Oh.
Okay, as you go, you're probably like pulling your armor on because you
Yeah,
can't
like-
sleep in armor. So you're like quickly trying to fast. You're like, oh shit, we're going places. No problem. But yeah, what about Ember and what about Dodge?
Dodger will slide down from the tree and just amble along behind Finch.
Incredible. Yep, absolutely. Ember?
I haven't heard any fighting going on. I'm gonna finish cooking.
Okay.
Major
Okay.
respect. Major respect.
Major respect. You gotta finish the cooking. And
Zarvog got a 23. Fen
23.
got a 5.
They're not aware of you. You were a ghost in the dark that temporarily terrified them, and now you're gone. Okay, what's gonna happen is you guys are gonna follow these frogs for these frog dudes. You're gonna follow them for about 45 minutes as they go about in the dark, very happy to have Feroxy on their frog parade. And eventually you're gonna follow through the swamp, and you're going to come to a place. You're gonna come to a little place.
During this whole walk, I'm trying to teach them my name.
They get it.
Oh yes.
They get it. Yeah, you're like
Roxy.
Rock, and they're like Roxy. And they ribbit things at you like Roxy.
Yes.
And you're like sure. Incredible. You are going to. Yeah, okay, I can leave that on. That's fine. Oh, I had that. I could have used that. That's okay. Here we are. You eventually you find like a little bit of a green haze begins to start to take. You make your way through some trees, and you guys are going to come to what is a campsite. The tents and teepees are made of sticks and hides of creatures of the dark. No doubt snake skins, crocodile skins, or whatever other hides they can obtain. A couple of little things here and there from different people who have perhaps lost their stuff, and these guys have come into possession too. But generally, this is very sort of a hunter-gatherer sort of situation. We live in the swamp. Firelights here and there, and you see all these different other creatures, whatever these things are. These frogmen who are watching, looking curiously, not all of them warriors, but these four continue to make your way through. People gather to join. There's a couple of little rounded off sort of, I almost want to say like springs, as much as a spring as you can get in a swamp, as they are sort of like rounded off and sealed off and seem to be filled with a lot of fish life. You get the sense this is where they get their food. And as you make your way through, you're going to come to a larger tent, and where you're going to see the biggest, fattest frog man you have ever seen, more so than the other five you have just met. Sitting atop his own giant frog. And outside of his tent, and you're sort of brought forward, and they begin to talk, and they get you off of the frog, Feroxy, and all of them sort of bend the knee to this big frog man, and they ribbit at him, and you guys just kind of all stand there a little uncertain as they all ribbit together, and Feroxy are there, and they very much want you guys all to bow. But what is the what would Dodger, Finch, and Feroxy like to do? I'm gonna say Yvain was like, I'm gonna keep an eye out for Ember. He disappeared somewhere, and you might want to know what happened.
I think because of my background, I'm gonna just give a respectful head nod.
Okay, give a respectful head nod. Fair enough.
I think in a similar light, just in regards to my background, I fully bow to the Frog King.
You bow to the Frog King.
I love animal culture.
Animal culture is fucking great. Okay, you bow low to this froggy boy. I will say what's kind of silly about this frog is that he's got, it's strange. He has this like like clearly decorated more than everybody else. He has like a larger hides and like teeth and sticks, but he also has this like wood mantle around his neck that almost makes it look like it looks like a really shitty version of like you know, like French nobles where they have the crazy like neck fluff thing that goes all the way around. It looks like it's choking them. Has like that going on. It almost looks reminiscent of that. But yes, you sort of sit there and speak, and then eventually the frog person is going to step off of his frog. Very tallly is going to look at you and is going to see in common, you, or Feroxy, you have done the great dance of Ramenos. You hold great honor in our people's hearts. You are the prophet of our people for your dance. Your coming has been prophesized. We bow to you, great one. And even he bows before you, as all the others do. And it seems that you are the chosen of Ramenos, whoever the fuck that is.
This is bad.
This is bad.
Love this. Fuck. Okay. Gauging how upset they got when I got off the frog, I should probably play along for now. As the prophet of Ramenos, I have come with a holy mission in these swamps.
Ooh.
I come to ask for aid. Looking around warily.
The noble frog stands up and proud, and it says, "We will honor your holy mission, chosen one." And he's sort of like, and all and very Ewok-esque in this dark sort of firelit sight. All of the other frogmen stand up and they dance merrily and they go, and they all start like just fucking dancing. They're all super duper happy to hear that they get to be involved in your holy quest for their god. And this couldn't have gone better, right?
I have to say the exact right things.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I fucked up. Make me a deception check.
Yeah, of course.
Make me a deception check. I'm gonna give you advantage though, because they're pretty certain that you're the chosen one.
Sweet, thank God.
They're pretty sure you're the chosen one.
You said they have like trinkets and stuff from people who have come through or something?
Yeah, you can see some assimilation of such things. Go ahead and make me a perception check if you want to take a look around.
I was gonna say, could I do a subtle little investigation just to see if I spot anything that looks like a Singorian relic?
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll give you two choices.
Yeah.
You can either, from this position, sort of behind Feroxy in plain view, make a perception check without any issue to sort of just like look around, see what's around, or you can try and stealth away and just like fully scour the camp.
I think I'll stay in place and do the perception.
All right, perception it is.
And I'll add in.
That's a 13.
13. Go ahead, Feroxy. What was your ad?
With advantage, nat 19 for an 18.
Nice.
18, understood. So, Dodger, as you're sort of scanning around, looking around, some things you can see, some things you can't, because it's a little how do I put this? It's a little dark, but there are some stuff that is sitting nicely in the firelight. I just gotta find it because I didn't know if you guys would end up here or not. So it's a little further down the document. Let me see. So that's.
What do my elf eyes see?
What do your elf eyes see? Okay, we're just gonna do this.
When we get to it, Zarvog would like to stealthily investigate.
Did he? Oh, he froze.
Oh, mine. Sorry. Can you hear me now?
One more time. Go for it again.
Oh, now.
Yeah, we can't hear you, buddy. Sorry.
Let me come back. That worked last time.
Okay, fantastic. All right, Dodger, you look around just to give you a quick summary of what you see. What was your total again? One more time, 13?
13.
13. You look around and you see, you don't see anything like, not too much that's popping out, stuff that sort of suggests more, if that makes sense. You see some gemstones that are sitting here and there in different places that are just sort of kind of like thrown around without much care. But they look to be potentially useful ones. Like maybe you see like a bloodstone over there, a jasper over here. Just they look to be sort of like shiny curiosities that may have picked up. You also see, you might see like a little coin trail, like a couple coppers and silvers heading deeper into the camp. Just sort of like in a trail, like as if someone had loosely brought a chest through. That's what you see.
All right.
Back to you, Froxy. What was your total again? Like an 18?
18.
Yeah. Scene proceeds as usual. They believe you. They all are dancing around. They think you're the best. Super excited to be a part of this. I'm gonna put on a little dancey dance music because they're pretty happy right now. They're pretty happy to hear that the chosen one is here.
Amazing.
Let's put on.
There's such a panicked look in my eye whenever I look at Finch.
I was trying to keep it cool. Everything's really normal. There's nothing odd about this whatsoever.
I am a prophet.
Oh well, it'll do.
We're slow dancing. Ooh.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I'm just trying to get a song going, but I'm like, this isn't the vibe. I don't have like a frogman dance
frog party.
I don't have frog party. But I'll leave this for now. Someone apparently pulls out like a one-string banjo and is going. They're super happy and they're dancing around. Froxy, you're basically Luke Skywalker, and they're like woohoo. They're dancing around and they're all like giving you food. They give you these like giant lily pads with like bits of meat on them, and they're like handing them to you, and they're like. And they're like really happy to you, as well as you, Finch and Dodger. They're feeding you. They're like showing you around. The larger bullywog comes up to you, Froxy, like steps up towards you, and he is going to say, I want to make sure. Yeah, he says, I am the Royal Zapunk, and you are welcome in our camp. We shall speak of your holy quest in the morning, but it would dishonor the gods if we were not to honor you this eve. Let us drink and dance and make merry, and then go to sleep. And in the morning, we shall speak of your holy quest.
Of course. Your help in this matter is appreciated by Romnos and...
He says, sit by me.
I sit by him.
You sit by the Royal Zapunk.
Very stiff.
Very stiff. And now this is a little bit like Atlantis, where like Corey's sitting beside whatever the guy's name is, and she's like talking to him, and they're like, you're doing this like around the thing, and you're like in a tent, and you're sitting beside the royal, and what you expect are like the elders of the village. And the rest of you are just kind of like sitting across from him, being like, "Oh, that's kind of cool that happened for you, even though you're going to murder his ass." The fifth frog, whose nose is broken, is like can't believe this.
I go over to the fifth frog when there's like an appropriate time, and I like take a bit of the knee, and I'm just like, just offering for him to hit me back.
All of the other frogs, like Roxy doesn't see this, but like Finch and Dodger and Zarvolk, who's in the stealth in the shadows, sort of like is like can see sort of behind Feroxy, all the bullywogs like looking at this fifth frog, like like basically try it, motherfucker. Try hitting the chosen one, see what happens. You can hit the chosen one? Really?
I'm just trying to be fair.
I know you are trying to be fair, but they're like, he's the chosen one. Don't fuck with the chosen one. But so he just kind of is like, and he just kind of like mumbles and just sort of stomps off a little disappointed. Today was not his day.
Poor guy.
He didn't plan on him being the chosen one.
Hey, me neither.
Would we believe that we would be getting like a long rest after this at some point? Or are we like partying through the evening now?
You should ask. You have no clue. You have no clue about like the culture of these strange swampmen.
There is a point, I think, where like resting stops being Feroxy's thing and just starts partying with the frogmen. And I
as a reminder, you are exhausted. You do have that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
you're just like, fuck it.
Let's go.
Let's just fucking go. But yeah, as you sit there, Feroxy, and you sit with Zapunk, who just sort of speaks to you and says, "Yes, we were prophesized by the shamans a long time ago. And by a long time ago, I mean 3 weeks ago, that Ramanos would send upon us his great champion, for his dealings would align with ours. You see, we of the Bullywog have had a great terror upon us." Oh god, my screens reorganized themselves. I can't see you. Hang on. There we go. Much better. Anyway, we have had ourselves some trouble, in fact. You see, a school of Sahaugan have moved into our territory and have been at war with our tribe for a great long time. And by a great long time, I mean 2 months. So, we received this vision. You have come. So you will help us defeat, of course, the Sahaugan. A school of them has mustered. They must be defeated.
Oh, sure, we'll kill them.
He will kill them! Oh, sorry. And they're all like, and they're all like, look super happy, and he sort of laughs, pats you on the back, and is super happy. He says, "Yes, what you must know, the Gargamoth Saugwin have made their home in an underwater cave that was abandoned long ago by the city folk. We will speak more at length in the morning, but the Gormoth Saugwin must be destroyed in the name of Ramanos, and in their destruction you will find what you seek, great chosen one."
Yes.
Oh, let's drink to that! And to be clear, what they're drinking is not alcohol. It's just like maybe water. It's maybe like a syrupy water, which is fucking terrible. But I don't know, maybe one of these guys saw someone drinking and were like, that seems important to our culture.
I think it's rude to say no. Yeah, I fucking toast with these dudes.
Yeah, you toast and then you drink it, and you drink it, and it tastes dastardly. But it's basically like it has all of the effects one would expect to see on someone drinking alcohol, other than the getting drunk part. So like the bitterness and the like sour-looking face and the drinking a ton of it for some reason. They seem to like it, and they kind of dance and they're kind of happy about it. But eventually, these Bullywog will show all of you sort of sleeping quarters. They will bring you to these tents that are sort of near towards the big tent.
I will say to like the big leader Bullywog fellow,
Yep, it's a punk.
It's a punk. Thank you. We have some friends back in the swamp that stayed behind. If you could help collect them, so they could also aid in this holy quest.
Of
Just so we're all
course.
together still.
Of course, chosen one. I shall send my finest scouts to acquire your servants.
Yes. Yes.
Servants.
He says, in the name of Ramenos, fetch the chosen one's servants back at their original camp, and be quick about it. And they sort of, and they all run off. He says it in Bullywug. I said it in common, but he says it in Bullywug. Yeah, they all run off into the swamp. Shortly thereafter, Ember, I'll say once you finish your roast, you're like, all right, time for bed. And you kind of like appear. You see sort of Yvain, I want to say like asleep again because she was exhausted. And it's just kind of like sleeping there. All of your other friends are gone. And, or you know what, I'll say she's like waking up right now. Kind of like looking around a little dazed as you see like the Bullywugs return. And maybe that's why you came out, Ember. You sort of like hear the sort of returning and being like, I'm sorry, I don't understand you. And you sort of, if you wish to, of course, appear outside your sanctuary.
Yeah.
Yep, you appear there. They sort of like, they look surprised by you, but not hostile towards you. And they seem to be like gesturing for you to follow them.
I'll slowly put everything back together. I don't know.
They just like watch you.
Side eye Yvain and go, where'd they go?
Oh, well, for Rock, sorry, I want to do like a funny or proper imitation, but I don't have enough experience with you guys yet to remember exactly how she played it. But she basically is like, yeah, no, like for Roxy, like got on the back of a giant frog and they like they prostrated before him and have taken him on like a royal parade.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make a little flame in my hand and kind of gesture, go.
They kind of like gesture for you to follow haphazardly, but they seem to be quite impressed by your fire, and they're like looking at it very much like Space Odyssey style, like they're very much like they're on the verge of pulling one of those. And in due time, Ember, you are brought to the Bullywug camp, in which you see that they're fucking partying, and in the middle you see Ferox just like, I love it here, and then like wincing as Roxy drinks some, and like this huge fat royal Bullywug is like, let's dance all night. It's like, but no, really, you should get your sleep. And everybody seems to be chilling. Zarvolg, as you're in the brush, like Fen is like fully laid down, is like forward.
Yeah, we're going to huddle down in the brush. We're going to remain in the shadows, huddle down in the brush, and get some shut eye.
Okay, you like go to like lay down, and Fen sort of like sits there and like looks into the camp and like puts his ears back and looks at you and kind of goes,
He wants treats.
yeah, make a animal handling or insight check.
Eight.
Yeah, you think he wants to go say hi.
All right, we wander in.
Okay, you're like, what my boy wants, my boy gets.
He did save my life.
He did save your life. You hop up and you follow your trusty companion into there, and they're sort of like, spears come out in terror because you're a little bit of a sight, my friend. The sort of red skin fanged swamp terror that you are. You guys all see this little scene as Zarvolg sort of approaches after Ember is made pretty much at the same time as making his way into the camp, and they're like pointing their spears at Zarvolg and Fen.
It's okay. He is another one of my servants.
They look back at you. And then Zapunk says, "Oh, I'll handle this." And then they're like, and they come up to you, Zarvolg, and they like sort of like pat you on the back and like they like welcome you in and they hand you some food. And you're like, stop it, stop fighting. And it is like that. You're like, stop touching me. And they seem to all want to just like very much like that. Woo, touch. So it is a little handsy, and they're frog like 3-finger with the big circles on the end. It's a little weird. But yeah, you are all brought into the camp, Yvain and Ember included at this point. So you all sort of congregate here as they are seemingly making up quarters for you to rest.
Great. Could use some rest.
Can I find a little guy with the nose?
Yeah, he's like sitting by the pond, his little feet are dangling, and he's like
I'm gonna
got
go
like
over.
some meat on his face.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to him and I'm just gonna like gently touch his face. And I'm gonna say, it's okay, he didn't mean it. And I'm gonna cast healing hands on him.
You go up and just like put your hand on his face. He's like, and he's like, you just walk up. He doesn't know what you're doing, and you just go.
Yep.
And he's like, ah! And you do the healing hands. If you mark off 4 points, that'll completely revitalize him.
Okay.
And he's sort of like, you hear like the sound of like uncrooketing the nose. And he sort of.
Okay.
You pat his head.
And I'm just gonna like walk away.
He just is like, God? God? Like,
Is that you?
Is this the
It's a
power
sign.
of gods? This is going to be a new paladin. I'm writing it down. something. I don't know what's happening with this broken nose bullywug, but something's happening. This life's been changed.
Because I lay on hands him to fix his nose.
Because he got his nose broken by the chosen one, and then like God healed him, or like the power of God healed him. I don't know. Something fun's gonna happen with him down the road. Just be ready. There's gonna be some cool bullywugs gonna show up. Also, he's got like a little scar down his nose, so I don't know. But yeah, is there anything anyone wish to do here at the bullywug camp at this late hour of the evening, or would you all like to accept your quarters and go to sleep?
I do think as we settle down and maybe the bullywug is a punk and everybody kind of phase off to less rest, I convene with the party and I said, all right, they said they would help us, but first we have to deal with some Sawahagans that are nearby for them, because that's my holy mission.
Somewhat.
I don't know, really. They just said it. I'm assuming it's
look at
another
Zarvog.
frog.
Somewhat.
Zorvolg, your favorite enemy is a humanoid, and these would be considered humanoids. So go ahead and make me a nature check, and I believe your ability gives you advantage. So go ahead and make this at advantage to learn information about your favorite enemy.
12.
12. I think that will do the job for some basic knowledge. Sahawagin are a humanoid race. They are water-based. They're swimmers. They are bipedal. Sometimes they do have 8 arms when they're sort of more advanced members of the species. But typically speaking, they are a very sort of what's the best way to put it? Sort of a very less advanced. I want to say sort of hunter-gatherer-esque sort of water-based people. Very much sort of a sea race, but they're typically considered to be a scourge upon the good people of Exandria.
Right. So Zarvog explains to the group, dirty fish people with feet and lots of arms.
Sounds easy. And then Feroxy passes out. Still covered in mud.
Yeah.
Right? I forgot about that.
Not near for rocks.
Okay. Everybody passing out?
Yeah.
Yes.
Here in the safety of the Bullywug camp, you will all pass into much needed rest. You will all gain a long rest in the safety of this camp, as you all have been given a sort of place of honor here. You may all go ahead and hit that long rest and find yourselves restored. Two things before we wrap up. Well, not wrap up, but finish the long rest. I don't know why I said that. Sorry. Just to give you a bit more information there, Zarvolg, about the Sahaugen. They are distinguishable by their bluish-green skin. They have many fins across their body. Their feet are webbed, their hands are webbed. They've got fins coming out of it, down their back of their neck, off the side of their face. They have very sharp teeth. Much like the Bullywugs here, they are sort of they're sort of a very basic culty religious faction. So they do have like basic spears that they would have just like shaved down off of a trunk. They do have tails to help them swim, and they are also known to be pretty decent warriors. And they are also well known to ride sharks. So that is just the last little tidbit of information I'll give you. Yeah, they're kind of yeah, they're cool. They're pretty cool.
That's pretty badass. We might be on the wrong side.
It is pretty badass. The second thing I will say is you all find yourselves asleep and you've had a very exciting day where you have gathered allies, gathered a job, made decisions about what might be the best path forward, and faced the dangers of the swamp, as well as leaned on each other for support and found your way out of a potentially dangerous situation. You have experienced much more than what you have experienced in most of your lives. This is the most unusual circumstances, and you're finding that you're growing slightly. I'd like everyone to level up as we go to break. Level 2, let's go. Let's do it.
Fuck yes.
Mid-session level up. Let's do it.
This is when I get my cool shit. Let's go.
This is where you get your cool shit. Absolutely. So go ahead and take a break. We'll be back in, maybe, as usual, about 5-10 minutes, 10-15 minutes. If we need to extend the break a little bit to help out anybody who needs a little help leveling up, this is a little, I usually like to level up at the end of a session, but I'm not going to do it this time. We're going to do it in the middle. So let me know if anyone needs any help or has any issues with leveling up.
Yeah, I have a couple questions already.
Go for it.
Do you need a break first?
No, go for it.
Okay. So my hit points, do I roll for that?
We usually do fixed. I don't have a problem with rolled if anybody else doesn't. If you want to roll for hit points, you can. But if you're rolling, you got to roll across the board for the whole game.
Right. I think I actually defaulted to fixed anyway, so that'll work.
Okay, yeah.
And did you say when we talked about Fen earlier that he's going to level up with me?
He most certainly is.
So does he
don't
get
worry about
hit point increase and all that?
Yes, he will. I don't worry about Fen. I will be responsible for leveling him up.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, I will be responsible for that. He's going to be good for now because he's technically as a beast slightly higher level than you guys right now. So don't worry, I've got him covered. He's going to level up with you guys.
Oh my god, I have cunning action. Oh my god. It's over.
Suddenly way more dangerous.
DM.
Yeah.
If one of us wants to roll hit points, does that mean we all have to, or is it just a personal preference that we have?
I think if you have a personal preference as an individual that you want to do rolled hit points, I'm okay with it, but I will say let's do those, like if you're going to do it, it's going to be like an across the board situation. It's not like, I haven't rolled really good, let's swap to fixed.
Yeah.
Then have at it, roll away. And for this, I will say you can re-roll ones once.
Awesome.
Cool. So you go for it. Give it a roll. Let me know what you get.
Thank you. Fix my setting on my character sheet page.
I will also say for my people who have to pick spells, I'm doing a mid-level or a mid-session level up, which is going to be very unusual. So if you pick something that is really not vibing with you, I'm not going to have a problem with you have swapping them during the week after the game is over. So don't feel locked into any spell choices or anything. I'm not going to be a hard ass about that.
Never had to manage spells before.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. So what I'm hearing is I can take something useful for tonight and swap it out later this week.
I mean, you can if you want, I guess. I'm gonna take breathe water, and then I'm gonna swap it out.
No.
Glad you said
I
we
will
could
say
reroll
definitely go
once,
ahead and
because
pick
I
as if you
can't.
were going to pick your spell list for
Right.
ever. But like, yeah, if you need to swap something out in the middle of the week, I'm not gonna be a hard ass about it. Cool. If there's nothing else, I'm gonna go take a quick break myself, and we'll be back in 5-10 minutes. Ah, camera's working.
Sometimes it just throws a fit, I guess. I don't know. I didn't change anything.
Wild. Hell yeah.
Wild. All right.
See me eat mac and cheese live on camera.
Yeah, man, that's the best. It's great. Mac and cheese is the best. That's all. Whole statement. So, you all have enjoyed a long rest. Festivities were had in celebration for your great coming. And as you awaken, let's see if I got in a good atmosphere for this. Probably not. Atmosphere. No, not really. Okay, never mind. You guys find yourselves in the Bullywug camp. All awakening, feeling a little bit stronger, maybe a little bit readier to face the challenges of the world before you. Learned a thing or two, perhaps. Roxy, you have called upon your blood to fight in your last battle and learned a thing or two there. Dodger, you were in a tough situation. Now you're a little more fleet of foot. Zarvolg has been working hard to navigate and survive the swamps and has learned much on how to continue to do that. Ember, you've been continuing to advance and learn as such. And though you don't feel your own experience necessarily growing as much, more so almost like an appeasement in the back of your mind that you're on the right track. You're doing well, and so you've gained a bit. And of course, Finch, similar but not the same as Ember, you feel yourself having grown stronger from your own arm, but also your powers of faith seem to be filling you out a little bit better. You seem to be doing a little better in calling upon those divine magics a little bit stronger like. And that is where we wake up in this wonderful, wonderful camp. To the putrid smell of the Katwal swamp, bullywugs wandering around, doing what they do. What would the party like to do here in the Bullywug camp?
I think as I wake up, I'll seek out Zapunk to ask more about this Swagan situation he'd like me to deal with as my holy mission.
Indeed. You go to Zapunk, and he will say, "Yes, chosen one, gather your servants. Let us speak of battle and things to come."
Yes, my servants. Yes, of course. All right, I will awaken them, put in my command, and I think I'll gather everybody, doing probably a really harsh shake, waking up. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Kick the boot.
Good morning.
No one is happy about it, apparently.
Zarvog appreciates the harshness of the shake.
You are not getting breakfast.
Ember, please, you do not know how serious this threat is.
I think Dodger would swing out instinctively, still half asleep, just
Yeah, do it.
Why don't we call it an arm strike, just to fuck you.
Ooh. Unarmed strike, let's see.
Go summon your servants, comes back with a bloody nose.
That's a 19.
Oh,
That does
fuck.
hit.
Oh, what is your unarmed
It's 1
strike
point
damage?
of damage. I don't have a strength modifier.
You kind of, Dodger turns around and
Just a
just
bitch
sort of
slap.
sort of backhand knuckle just bops you in the side of the cheek. 1 point of damage.
You do not understand your sin.
Don't wake me up like that.
Why do you hit me?
Because you fucking shook me awake. Don't do it again.
I push you out of the bed and then walk off.
Woo! Does anyone feel that tension? Anyway, okay, fantastic. Party awoken. You all grab your stuff, put your stuff on. Ferox, you got to wake up Zarvolg And Fen like sort of like leaps up at you, so his paws are on your shoulders and starts like licking your face, Roxy.
I talk to him in Sylvan. I go, yes, of course. Hello, it's nice. Yes, yes, of course, Finn. And I like tickle
It like
the underside
leans
of his
its head
chin.
back at you and sort of like does the floppy eared like as if like it doesn't know what you're saying, but something about it is like, huh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, real recognizes real.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then like sort of gets down, is gonna like chill with Zarval while Zarval gets ready. But yeah, if all of you wanted to get ready and head to the tent.
Getting ready.
Incredible. Okay, you guys are all going to make your way down south. Not south. What am I talking about? To the camp, to the big tent, to where indeed you will find Zapunk, Royal Zapunk, with his. He has changed outfits, by the way. He's no longer wearing the large neck furls. He has sort of like this, like it looks like an amalgamation of a number of like sort of like swamp lilies, like you know those like large white lilies, but they've all been sort of like pressed together to make sort of like almost like a plume out of his like leather low neck situation to give it like I don't know, like a coif sort of appearance. But yes, and he says, "Ah, chosen one, you have brought your servants to learn of what comes next. Yes."
Yes, but we can cease with the word servant for now. They are my traveling
Warriors.
companions. Warrior, they are my warriors.
Oh, of course. How foolish of me. Indeed, I see you're all such well-armed individuals and shamans and the like. Indeed, my respect. Of course, such a well-regarded chosen one would come only with the best at his side.
Yes.
Very well. We shall speak now of war and of battle. Indeed, as I had said to you previously, Chosen One, you all might aid us in facing the Gormoth School. The Sahogin have been at war with my people for many, many long, long days.
Yes. Trying to keep a straight face.
They're a formidable foe, scouted far, and we've needed great warrior, the chosen one. We've been waiting for the sign of our great and glorious Ramanos to help bring us forth the victory that we seek.
In the light of Ramanos, we will murder without discrepancy.
Excellent, excellent. We were told you would be good at war, or you're good at murder.
Zarvog nods.
Indeed. He says, so, I shall tell you of where the school makes their residence. For way to where the water shoreline is, where the endless pond lies, on that shoreline you will find where they like to make their schools home. The Sauhugin guard their entrance to their lair jealously. We have not been within, but our eldest, and he points to this like really old, wrinkly bullfrog bullywog, who has been alive for one whole winter, has seen the inside of this place and tells me it is a strange place, flooded with water indeed, but it has what I believe you city folk call tracks? Tracks, yes. There are shiny stones and tracks deep within. They make their home there, and they are ruled by a most cruel priestess of their evil god.
Well, in the light of Ramanos, we stamp out this evil god and the priestess.
Light of Ramanos, oh, that's good. I'll have to use that in my next procession.
Yes.
That's good stuff. That's really good stuff.
Sure.
But yes, so Here's what I propose. We, Bullywug, will go to the fight first. We will distract those who guard the entrance. We will do great battle with the Saukin. And you will all delve into their lair deep. And there you will strike at the heart of their people, the priestess. Defeat her. And the Saukin will scatter. And we will have a great victory here in the swamp. And you, undoubtedly, as the prophecy foretells, will find what you seek along the way. Sound good?
Looking at the rest of the party, I kind of like slowly nod, like, yeah, we're in.
Is there air down there?
I am told that there is air. Indeed, there are pockets of air within the lair. Why? Why do you need air? What's air for? What do you mean?
We breathe air.
Yeah, so do we.
Yeah. I
Only
think
breath.
we're in.
Only air.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. So do we. You just have to hold your breath. Oh, no, wait. No, we breathe water. What? I thought we held our breath for a very long time. That must have been another entity. You cannot breathe? You cannot breathe the waters as we?
No. So I would say to Feroxy, let him know that this battle is going to go better for us on land.
Well, I think we're going into a cave. I believe we're not going into water.
Fear not. I've spoken with the elder. He just died, but I got it out of him before he died.
Okay, sweet.
He was very old. He's a whole winter.
One whole
Understand.
winter, I heard. That's
You
very
must
impressive.
understand. Indeed, it's hard living out here. Anyway. Got it out of him before.
I'm like totally taken aback by that. And I'm like, oh,
Oh yeah, he's not even lying. You see him there like he just
Amazing.
died. Like in the meeting, just died. And they're moving on.
He's already turning gray.
No, yeah, absolutely. He's already absolutely like the color's gone left from his face. He maybe died. I don't know. And he says,
I don't know
"But
why
fear
that was
not,
so
for I." Fear not, for in his final moments he divulged to me that there is large air pockets within. For air breathers like yourself, you should be able to swim down the tunnels, surface up, and breathe the air you so desperately need, and still achieve your mission.
All right, sure. And Ferox is a little preoccupied with wondering at which point he died, but was able to say that. Yeah.
He's like rigor mortis in the chair. He's like,
Oh. I'm uncomfortable with him dead there. Let's do this. Commence war.
the champion is uncomfortable with the corpse of our elder. Remove it.
Yes, right now. Right now.
And they do. They go over and they pick him up and they go like throw him in the bush.
Thank you.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm sure they have a very. They take him away and they're gonna take a. Yeah,
They light a
prep
lily
him
pad
for-
on fire.
they're gonna go prep him for the great funeral rites that undoubtedly are associated with Ramanos. But yeah, he's taken away for your viewing discretion and pleasure.
I mean, I feel prepared for the Ramanos War. You
Yeah.
all. Zarval Kazan.
Fighting fish in caves sounds like fun.
Sure. Dodger
Excellent.
Finch.
Yeah, all right. Might as well.
Sure, let's go.
You're
Did
grappling
he,
with.
did he call us air breathers like it was a slur?
Make an insight check.
uh, 13.
13.
Yeah.
You get the sense that like he was more like flabbergasted by the idea that you don't breathe water. You get the sense is like the concept is far too new for him to have created a slur already.
Okay. Sounded like a slur to me, but okay.
Yeah, you do you, man. It's your character. Your character can be offended. I'm not stopping you. Okay. And he says, very well. take some time to prepare and eat and do what you must. I will rally the war party, and we shall set forth on this mighty conquest and reclaim these lands of the swamps as they must be.
For Ominos!
Romanos!
Vamonos.
And the frogs that are nearby start dancing.
Phenomena.
I need to learn the frog language.
You may spend, after this great victory, you will be most welcome to spend time amongst we Bullywog and learn our ways if you wish.
Of course. That's the plan. A nice little
We do
summer
know that
lily
the Chosen
pad.
One has a great destiny, and we would not keep you from it. But if you wish to remain here and learn of our ways so that you are better prepared for the world, you may.
Of course. All right, prepare for war. Get your biggest horse frogs. And I turn to the party and I'm like, leave right now.
We need to go. Okay, yeah. So you'll see that there's going to be a bit of a hustle and bustle around the camp as you see bullywugs going here and there and here and there, and frogs going here and there and here and there, and like literal frogs. You see like literally just like tiny little bullfrogs like leaping around as if they have jobs to do. What do you all want to do? Do you want to do anything to prep, or do you just want to get to it?
Absolutely, I'm going to prep.
What you prepping?
Particularly after the rude wake up, I'm just going to pass my hands over and a mirage, like a heat mirage coming off like blacktop in the summer, just kind of flows everywhere over Ember's body. Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm gonna wrap
Okay.
my ribs.
You're gonna what your ribs?
Wrap my ribs.
Oh, wrap your ribs. Got it. Okay, let's see.
Lum's floating around in there.
Yeah. You wrap him up as best you can. It hurts like a mother, but maybe that helped.
Yeah.
I'm just like rubbing the busted lip I got from Dodger this morning.
Yeah.
Is there a problem? I don't.
That's thieves can't for fuck with me.
Exactly.
I take off my great sword. No, I don't.
Okay. You guys are going to get ready, and as you do, you see the war party, which is essentially like 10 bullywugs, maybe. 10 bullywugs, not including the royal. They all sort of like get together. They have a couple of like smaller frogs who are there, almost squire-like, but they're not carrying anything or doing anything. They're just hanging out. And the bullywug, Zapunk, Royal Zapunk, will approach all of you and says, "Very well. We shall make our way to war to fight, and we will give you the opportunity you seek to make your way through. Clearly, by the expertise of your friend, you move faster in the swamps than we. So move there quick, get to the location, and once we engage, jump into the water, go down there, and murder them all.
Right.
This will help guide you to where you need to go, great navigator of the swamps." And he turns to you, Zarvog, and he takes your hand in his, and he puts his hand over top of yours. He lets go, and there's a frog in your hand.
Nice. All right.
It's sort of like, yeah.
Can't communicate with that frog quite yet.
No, that's okay.
Is it his son?
This is not my song. I do not breed with other frogs. I only breed with bullywugs. I have many bullywug wives, and none of them are frogs. But yes, the frog will guide you to where you need to go.
Great. I must
frog,
the best
like-
thank you that Zarvog can.
The frog turns around sort of like big floppy leg turns around in the palm of your hand and sort of like points by like just like looking in a direction, sort of goes.
Oh, no shit, it's a compass frog. All right.
Quest marker.
Yeah, little compass frog.
Technology these days is amazing.
Just go now with the blessings of Ramanos. To war for the chosen one.
Romanos!
Ramanos. And they all just start marching into the woods or into the swamp
Can I,
to go to war.
at this point, can I like see if I know what the fuck Romanos actually is, or is this like a small cult god?
Buddy, you have no fucking clue who Ramanos is. You have never heard of such a thing in all your life.
Oh, perfect. I believe in him now. Let's go. Let's do this.
I'll tell you, I'll let you make a religion check. You don't know who Ramanos is, but go ahead and make a religion check.
Hell yeah.
Based off vibes.
Based off vibes.
I got a nat 1.
A nat 1. You have no fucking clue who Ramanos is. You don't know his deal. You don't know what he looks like. You don't know if he's a real god. You don't know nothing.
Perfect. We march on to war then for Ramanos.
For Ramanos, whoever the fuck that is. Yeah, these like 10, 15 bullywogs with their little frog companions they all sort of like go hopping off into the woods. They seem to have quite a leap about them, and they just go hopping off into the swamp in the direction that is required. And all of you can begin your march. Zarvog has become indisposed in this moment, but you are most certainly able to follow along. Is there anything you want to do during your walk?
Just marching. For me,
Just marching along. Fair enough. About march. People about march.
I drop aside Finch and I go, right, so do you think you'll sink or float? And all that.
Only one way to find out.
I like it.
Oh, look at. Very good. Just gonna wait for. I'm actually gonna get a little. Oh, I have a second. I'm gonna get some a little preppy preps. Get the dog. The dog.
What the dog doing?
The dog doing. He's doing whatever Zarbog tells him to. He's a. And I will say, folks, as you're like wandering around, you see like, literally like, the next day, you see that Fen is even more, sort of listening better. Is, just seems to be like on his game. Zarbog seems to be a good teacher.
Good.
But unfortunately, Zarbog is a little too distracted to talk to any of you right now. Okay, you wander on through, and without too much issue following this little pointer frog, you come to a shore, and the frog just sort of like leaps out of Zarbog's hand and starts just like hopping away. Just like hops into the water and just sort of like sits there in the water, just chilling.
You think that's deliberate, or is he being a frog?
I lean down to the frog. You are a hero. Yes.
You can talk to frogs now.
Anybody can talk to frogs. You just talk to them. I love the ribbon on the audio. Exactly
Perfectly
correct.
timed.
And it just like looks at you, and then it sort of like hops into the water and sort of gets up onto a log, catches a fly. You guys watch this frog intently. It doesn't.
Yeah. After he gets a hero,
Yeah.
I stand back up and turn to the shore. Are we ready for fish war?
Yeah.
All right.
I guess.
Okay.
Don't have any other choice.
No, they seem to have the best idea of these artifacts we're looking for.
Do they? Because they sort of just said
Well-
some vague, you'll find what you're looking for. You never even told them what we're fucking looking for.
Well, no, but even if these weird fish marauders don't have like stolen artifacts in their cave, these frogs are the best people to like know where weird things in the swamp are.
Yeah.
That is my thinking.
In this moment, you see sort of moving by is like you just see the water sort of like ripple by as if something very big is close to the surface.
Sorry,
like,
back in.
Okay, hello. You've made it to the shoreline. The frog has jumped out of your hand and has proceeded to be a frog. And as you guys are sort of like standing at the shoreline there, yeah, you see this sort of like long ripple in the water, and then it sort of like disturbs the water as if something happened underwater, or it swam away very violently all of a sudden. Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
Weird.
I hated that, whatever that was. I did not like it.
Out of the water surfacing, you see these pretty much terrifying sea monster men, green skin, jagged spears made from like shark teeth, webbed hands and feet, fins, massive sort of sharp shelled like shoulder pauldrons. They definitely look slightly more advanced, just warlike and culturally than the bullywugs, and much more scarier than these sort of like cute, chubby, fat frog people. Two of them surface out of the water and sort of, and they start charging you. Let's roll a little initiative. Let's get her done.
We're on the wrong side. We're on the wrong side. Oh, oh no. Oh, it's a
Oh no! Oh,
Dodger was really surprised.
Oh man, what the fuck's going on?
18.
18. It's pretty good.
I'd say it's pretty good.
I'd say
That
it's
was with advantage.
Check this out. I got a 4.
Fuck. Luckily they rolled fucking terrible. I guess I don't need all these bullywug stat blocks because you made them your buddies. Yvain is gonna get and I'm gonna get some fucking battle music. Valhalla awaits sounds like the right thing to play. All right, let's get it on. 25-20 on the initiative. No one. 20-15.
19.
18.
18.
Zarvog, Proxy, who would like to go first?
If you want to go first, Zarval, go for it.
Okay, doesn't matter. Yep.
15-10.
11.
Well done, Ember. Well done. And Dodger, what'd you get?
4.
Or you still beat them.
No way.
That was their turn, I guess, getting out of the water. You were all looking at the water and you're like, wow, that was some suspicious water activity. And then they sort of surfaced and you're like, oh, okay, well, there they are. And all of you were ready to go. And that's okay. So Finch, you're standing on the water's edge as this frog sort of leapt out of your hand. You were the first one who's ready to go. You feel the power. You feel ready. What will you do?
I am going to move towards the one like directly in front of me. I'm going to use my movement to the air.
Yeah, you splash into the water. You're in rough terrain, but to enter it, I'm going to say is fine in this moment. As you just sort of like leap in there, and you are in 5 feet of that guy. And he's like, whoa, we're ambushing you, and is a little surprised. He doesn't actually say that. Go ahead and do what you want to do.
I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Wrathful Smite.
Oh, as you are running over, hammer out, you all see suddenly the hammer sort of, there's like a flicker at the palm of Finch's hand, this sort of almost like far too red, like not like fire red, but like a scarlet red spark. It begins to spark at Finch's hand and suddenly lining up the neck of the hammer, and then sort of aligning in these many sort of like kind of scary red runes all across the tip of the hammer. Finch, your Wrathful Smite is prepped and ready to go as you concentrate on your weapon and striking fear into your foes.
Sounds good. Then I'm going to strike with use my action to attack and hit with my Warhammer.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
15 plus 5 is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 will absolutely do the job. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right, so that is my weapon plus now I have D6. 6 points of damage.
6
Womp.
points of damage.
I lied. 9.
9. So that's 9 points on the hammer. You, bam, and this guy's like, absolutely, just gets fucking rocked in the side of the face. Now you hit, so your Wrathful Smite will activate. Go ahead and roll that psychic damage in there.
6.
That's incredible. You fucking stargaze this guy. He's just like, and now I believe he needs to roll a wisdom saving throw, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Or he'll become frightened if he fails.
He rolls a 10, which I don't believe succeeds.
So
you come over and just bam, rock this guy across the face. And even his buddy's like, ooh. And the guy's in the water like, and he is frightened of you. He doesn't know where the fuck you came from. He's having like the Batman Begins experience where he's like looking at you with like the fear gas. And you're like, in his eyes, you're like the oath breaker of doom. And he's like, doesn't want that heat. Okay. Well done, Finch. Anything else?
That's it.
Zarvolg, you are fast. They are not. You have the jump. You have advantage on your attacks this round and other cool stuff, I believe. What do you do?
Right. So first, I'm going to focus my gaze on the one that's not been hit yet.
Sure.
And Zarval grumbles, pray, and cast Hunter's Mark.
First Hunter's Mark of the game. Let's go. You say Mark quietly under your breath. Nobody sees this other than you, Zarvolg. But across the chest of this creature, ever so subtly, there's a little glowing green X, a mark. And you feel your focus trained. You feel this is your target, your prey. You know how to hunt them and you know how to kill them.
How far away am I now?
Not too far, sir. Not too far at all.
Let me back
that's
up.
a 30 feet, so 25.
Yeah, so let me back up to like 60 feet.
Oh, we're backing up. All right.
Yeah.
Back it up.
No more melee for me. I'm out.
Yeah, you run. You're like, focus, and everyone's like, oh, okay, all right, sure. Even Fenn's like a little surprised, but
now I'll
makes
take
sense.
my attack.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, and we got to make
do my Constitution check.
You got to make your Constitution saving throw, my friend. DC 10
right.
for broken ribs.
Oh no! I failed it. Ouch.
Oh fuck! I'm sorry. You run back, you grab it, and you extend the bow. And as you get to about here, your rib is like, and you're like, oh fuck! You like almost throw up from the pain as you feel it jolt through you, and you can't draw your bow in this moment. I'm afraid.
Well played, broken ribs. Well played.
Your mark is you know how to kill this guy if only you could draw your bow. Maybe in 6 seconds from now you'll be able to do it better. Right. Well, I'm sorry, Zarvolg.
That's cool.
All right. That brings us to Feroxy. What do you do, Feroxy?
First, I want to close the distance to the other, the undamaged fellow.
Okay, with 30 feet, you can get to there.
Damn it.
Little ways off.
Yeah. Cool.
A little 5 foot far. You can always hold your action as a reminder if you want to lay down the pain when it approaches.
Yeah, I'll hold the action I have, but I can still use my bonus action. Yeah?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Cool. I'm going to reach up, grab the great sword off my back, but turn it while I'm bringing it up so it slashes slowly across my back before slamming it down into the ground. And the blood on the great sword slowly begins to freeze. And this layer of frost goes over the great sword, and this almost like dry ice mist lifts into the air as I do my Rite of the Frozen.
Hell yeah, roll a little damage on yourself, but absolutely can be done. Yeah, you see as Froxy grabs the blade, sort of twists it and pulls, and you hear this grunt from Froxy. And as the blade is whipped out of it, you see like as one would, like all of you would be aware of a slashing wound where there's like the blood spray. So as he does this and blood sprays off of the end of his blade, instead of actually going, it sort of like slingshots back around like a tendril, wraps itself around the blade. As he slams into the ground, the blood sort of congeals and disintegrates into like a black ice that then solidifies across the blade, sheathing it dangerously. Well done, Froxy.
That is 4 damage on myself.
It hurts. Everyone's like, whoa, that was so cool. But you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, and I'll hold my attack.
Understood. You hold your attack. Love it. Ember, you're up to bat, my friend. What's the plan?
Well, I'm going to extend my ring hand towards the one that hasn't been injured, and a bolt is going to leap off the ring and streak forward to hit that guy, or hopefully hit that guy.
You fucking planet Earth that shit forward. A blast of fiery energy shoots forth,
and that'll be a crit.
Oh, you guys are all like, to be like, Ember's been a fairly unassuming member of the party so far. He's had these kind of cool little fire tricks and whatnot, but but in this moment unleashes a destructive blast of eldritch fire. How much damage we got for that, Ember?
Well, that's what I'm looking right now.
It's
the eldritch blast is 10. So that's on the dice, so that'll be 20. My charisma bonus, which is 4. So that's 24, and the reach for the flame, which is another 2, for a total of 26.
Jesus Christ. I guess that's what you get when you crit with a Jesus. You see Ember put his hand forward, and flame sort of like escapes out of the ring and wraps around your hand, Ember. And you sort of are, nobody really notices because they're more interested in the incantation itself. But in your moment, this is more power than you've ever held in your hands in your entire life. And you have a oh fuck moment. And you sort of just like release your hand, and it like a backwards tornado twirls out of your hand. The back of it slingshots, powers into it, and fires forth and hits this guy square in the chest and just burns like a foot diameter hole through his chest all the way through. And he fully drops to his knees and falls dead in a steaming heap. And you're probably quite impressed with your own power. And everybody, I would say, this is about as magnificent of murder power as you've seen conjured by this party so far in one hit.
I'm just going to look at my hand.
I think everyone, including the Sahuagin, looks at you like, what the fuck, dude?
It's like a slow turn, and everyone just looks right at him like,
there's a full round break in combat as everybody looks at Ember. Anything else that you want to do?
No, I'm just going to stare at my hand for a while now.
Yeah, your hand is fully like, I would say your hand a little bit, but mostly the ring is literally like there's a little bit of a steam coming off it. Nothing to be concerned of, but yeah, it looks fucking slick. Yvain, who's gonna use her turn to go, holy fuck, Ember. And that's her turn. Dodger, what do you do?
Can I trot up within 40 feet of the enemy?
You will have to use, you can get to the body and be like, wow, he's really dead. And then you can use a certain bonus action if you want.
You know what? Yeah, I'll just charge in. Bonus action dash.
So 5, 10, 15, 20 to get back there. It is rough terrain while you're knee deep, but you get back there for a flank.
Yeah, and I'll take my rapier and I'll just try to attack him.
Go for it.
And flanking is advantage?
Is advantage.
That's good because that was a 4. That's a 15. Okay, great, better.
15 is a hit.
Plus 5, so dirty 20.
Absolutely hits. Well done.
All right. It's a D8. 3 plus 3. And I get sneak, right?
You got sneak. Advantage gives you sneak.
Yeah.
As well as an ally within 5 feet.
It does. So that's 11 points of damage.
11. How do you want to do this? How do you want to take this very terrified Saugen out?
Dodger just like fast as anything goes and just runs him through from the back.
Incredible. Yeah, we'll say that this guy's like terrified of
using
Finch.
the distraction of embers, what the fuck, whatever that was just was.
Yeah, there's this like steaming burn. This guy is stuck between being terrified of Finch and terrified of Ember's just pure destructive capabilities. And while the steam is still there, you just fly in with a flash. This guy is like tries to bring a spear around, but you sort of leap around him in time, and as quick as you pull it out, it is reinserted into your enemy's heart. And with a daring speed that nary few of you have ever seen in an individual, you cunningly dispose of your enemy and drop him to the ground dead at the paladin's feet. Bleh.
No sweat.
Combat solved. No sweat. Love it. All right. That's combat, folks. You did it.
One turn. One round.
Sitting there with my like frost activated greatsword, like maybe I should be faster.
I'm gonna go up to Feroxy and I'm gonna like just look at him and then look at the blood, and then I'm just gonna like gently tap him on the shoulder, and I'm gonna cast Healing Hands, so you have 2 hit points restored.
So yeah, Ferox, you're having this moment of like, and then as Finch's hand lay upon you, it is warm and it is comforting and it feels very protective. And as that feeling passes, you realize your back doesn't hurt as much.
Feroxy nods. And then
I'm just gonna like, okay, because like I'm a little bit freaked out that you keep cutting yourself, my guy. I'm gonna like walk away.
You keep touching me. You're very strange.
Agree to disagree.
Okay.
Shall we then?
Sure. I have a mechanics question.
Yes, sir.
My target the whole hour.
Could you say that one more time, please?
Sure, I'm sorry.
No, you're
I
good.
said my hunter's mark.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. My hunter's mark. I know once my target dies, I can transfer it.
Yes.
Can I keep it for that entire hour, or does it end after the combat?
Nope. You can keep it for that entire hour, and when you find an individual you wish to mark, you can just pop it on there. That lasts until the hour is up, or you lose concentration.
Great.
So you're good. Okay. Fantastic. So anything else anyone wanted to do in the wake of the battle?
Do they have anything on them?
Yeah, let's go through their stuff.
Let's go do this shit. All right, let's take a look. Oh, fuck. I always delete things the moment I need them. It's like, we're done with
Dodger
Monster
takes a moment to do the
Harvest.
like careless pose, and then he immediately goes down to see if they've got
Dives
anything
into
on
the
them.
pockets.
Not understanding how
Lovely.
the right works, I sheath my sword and I go through their stuff.
Incredible. I'm just giving a little scroll. No real check required. Jesus, they're far down the list. They have such fucked up names. Oh, there it is. Sahawagan. Okay, let's see. So, if you want to just go through their pockets, you want to loot them, do you?
Oh, I did.
So you want to loot a Sahawagan? So there's two of them. They no, they wouldn't have. There's no instruction. Both of them have one spear. They are like shark tooth spears, like fairly large teeth shark tooth spears. Everything else on their person isn't really usable. Like you can take it if you want, and each of them are wearing this sort of like purple like loincloth that is sort of like open flaps so their tail can stick out. I'm also just gonna give you guys a little picture of what you just fought, because I think that's always interesting. Oh, yo, handouts. I'm fucking sleeping on handouts. I actually have a little I've got a little handout for this faction, these Sahawagan. Let's see if I can't get that for you guys. And that will show you what they look like. Factions. Scroll. Oh, come now. Walk for me. There we go. Oh man, did I? Yeah, I fucking deleted it because I was like, they don't matter that much. Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna send you the picture. Tal'Dorei Reborn. So these are the creatures you have fought and faced just now. I'll make a more official handout for you guys if you want it. But no, I'm not going to do every creature. Sorry. I'm not going to open that can of worms, I think. Okay, now what is in their pocket? Dodger, the one that you go through, has a pouch of fish scales. It smells kind of bad. It also has 17 copper.
Whoa!
Let's go!
Fucking rich.
The next one is for Roxy. As you go through the pouch of the next one, you find a jar of earthworms. And 10 copper pieces.
I'm just holding the jar.
They're sort of like writhing around inside.
Hello.
They continue to writhe around inside.
Perfect.
Actually, bring that back to a regular audio share now that we are in combat. Cool. Is there anything else you want to do post combat? No.
Just keep pressing on towards the
More combat.
Yeah,
More
let's.
combat.
I want to hit something with my ice.
Speaking of which, as you're standing there and you're like, all right, let's go wherever we're supposed to go, but like the frog fucking, he did his thing. You hear and you look down the shoreline, you see sort of coming out of the brush, you see the bullywugs sort of come out with their spears, and they're like throwing their spears, and then you see sort of coming out of the water, you see some sharks sort of like one surfaces and like sort of beaches itself and like bites down on one of these bullywugs, and then off of his back you see one of these Sahawagan sort of like leap off, having held the back fin, like leaps off and sort of like and they start going into battle. He gets stabbed in the gut by one of the bullywugs, and this just horrible like frog man on fish man slaughter begins to start happening over on the brush over there. You get the sense that was the cue.
All right, we should hurry now. Frog, we just fucking.
You all jump into the water.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do a cannonball.
Take a swim.
Let's swim, let's go. You all dive into the smelly, swampy, thick water. If anyone wants to try and find the entrance, I would like, and anybody can do this. I'll open this up to the whole party. We'll call it a party check if we want. I would like a perception check at disadvantage. I'm not going to take an average. I will take the highest roll, though. As you're all sort of peering down through the swampy water, light obscurity, to try and find some sign of an entrance.
13.
15 at disadvantage.
Very nice.
Disadvantage, I have gotten a 17.
17, 15?
Nice.
Goddamn. Who else? Anyone
6.
higher than that? 6? Good job. Shouldn't say good job. So, say I'm sorry. But anyway, Zarvolg and Feroxy, you guys have a keen eye, and you're looking around trying to find the entrance. You got your head buried in the water. You got to find this entrance before those bullywugs are done. And you do find what looks to be like it looks like a mine shaft. That's sort of like not terribly far under the surface either. It's only about like a 10-foot dive to actually enter into the actual shaft, but it looks to be like a flooded mine shaft.
I'm going in.
Yeah,
We're
take a
going
breath
in.
and go.
All right, everyone takes a breath and go. All right, folks, I need something from everybody. I need everyone to tell me what their con modifier is. This will help me know how long you can hold your breath for. Ember, what's your con modifier?
3.
Very good. Dodger.
2.
2. Zarvolg 2. What's Finn's? Zarvolg?
18.
What's your
Oh,
dog's?
I'm sorry.
No problem.
Fenn's is 1.
1. For Roxy, you have an 18 for a +3.
I have a 2.
Oh, you have a 2. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. What about you there, Finch?
I am
2.
unoptimized.
2. Okay. You are all going to dive into the water. The next thing I'm going to need is an athletics check from everybody to swim as hard and as fast as you can.
Dang it.
It's a dirty 20.
30-20.
Jesus Christ.
That's a nat 1.
Oh no, bro.
Hey, Dodger,
I immediately
don't
start
worry.
drowning.
I also crit failed with a
Oh,
no.
6.
What, guys? No.
That makes my 8 look good.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Ember's
Roxy's
killing
a
it.
1, Dodger's a 1, Ember's an 8. Zarvolg, Finch.
Oh, I got a dirty 20.
30-20, what'd you get there, Zarvolg?
Fenn got a 6. I got a 10.
Okay, so we're gonna go down the list. Finch, you're swimming through this water as hard as you can. Your athletics and your strength are paying off. You think you're going to make it. You kind of like well, I can't really reveal the thing. Basically, you're doing good. Things are great. You know, this is your deal. You swim good. You hold your breath good. Things are great.
And I'm thinking to myself, Dodger's comment, and I'm like, who's sinking now, bitch?
Damn.
No.
Disrespect while dying.
Me.
Disrespectful dying. Me, I am dying. I need your
Dying
help.
help.
Actually, it was me. Okay. And Feroxy, you rolled a nat 1. Wow.
Yeah, we
that's not-
ballin'.
We yeah. Finch, I don't think I got your con modifier. What's your con modifier?
Me +2.
+2. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're good. Feroxy, that one's tough, buddy. That one is a little tough. That one's a little tricky.
Yeah, I get you.
We'll get back to you. Zarvolg, you're right
Terrifying.
there with Zarvolg, you're right there with Finch. You're swimming. You're doing a great job. You think it will be possible to bring your pup with you if you want. He's not doing so good, but you can more than compensate for his lack of athletic skill, and probably get him there in time.
Sure.
Ember, you got an 8. So Ember, you're not swimming as fast as Finch and Zarval, but you can hold your breath, my friend. You think you're pretty sure you're going to be okay. So as you guys are all swimming, Finch, Zarval, and Ember, you guys are doing pretty good. You guys, Ember and Dodge aren't doing so good. You two, so you both have a 2. You're just like, what is it? Let me think here. There's not one on the athletics. Oh, that's it. You two get a Charlie horse cramp, like in the middle of the water. You ate a little late, got a little excited, and suddenly you're in the water and you're suddenly like, as you feel your side just like fucking twist. Maybe it's like your butt cheek or something, or your leg, and you just fully Charlie horse fucking, and you're like, and you guys are like, you're basically, we're gonna call it like the stunned condition. You guys are like stunned underwater as your like bodies just are not being nice to you.
You didn't wait.
And all of you
minutes.
will see this.
I drink too much syrup water.
I guess so. What was that, Zarvo?
I said they didn't wait 30 minutes.
No, I guess they didn't. Maybe there's too many snacks on the trail. What about the rest of you? Does anybody want to do anything? Anybody want to try to help?
Yes, I'll try and help them.
You're
yeah.
Fine, I'll try and help. Zarvog, you can turn to help, but you do know your dog is not great at holding their breath. You're gonna have to make a choice.
I'm helping the pup. Yeah,
All right, you're helping the pup.
pup.
You're like, fuck this. And Zarvog, you're gonna make it just fine.
Swim.
You're gonna, yeah, exactly. You're gonna make it just fine. Your dog is going to get through there with you. So, yep, Zarvog, you make it through, no problem. Finch, you're gonna turn around to help. How do you intend to help? As you see them sort of slightly immobilized in the water, like kind of like trying to do stuff, but not really.
I'm gonna try and just like grab them and like pull them along while I'm like using my one hand to like keep us going and like kind of let's go, like grab onto their clothes, whatever, and like push them along. There's only so much that can be done in the water.
Got it. So I'll tell you what. You rolled really well. I will say if you want to grab one of these two and swim them there, that isn't an issue. If you want to grab a second, I'm going to ask you to re-roll your athletics check, and then it's going to be a higher DC.
Okay.
Okay.
That was only a 10 plus 15.
15?
Yeah.
15's pretty good. I'm going to give it to you. They are not resisting you, I assume. And
Fighting back.
They're fighting
Punching
back.
and kicking. No.
Punching. No, get away from me.
Don't save me.
I don't want to be safe. But yeah, you guys are like, oh God, thank you. And as you get to the bottom, you don't know where it came from. Maybe the gods hate you, who knows? But the Charlie horses sort of seem to cease. But what happens is all of you in this smattering of terrible swimming basically make your way down the shaft, and you swim for about a minute. And then you sort of crest down the bottom and find yourselves moving up. And as you do so, you're going to see some stuff. Hell yeah. Stuff on the way. Hang on. Basically, you are going to surface in this interior cavern. All of you gasp for breath, swim to shore. There's only one sort of like little platform shore, which you're all able to pull yourselves up onto. And you find yourselves in this deep water cave. Give me half a moment, as we are going to go there.
Looking at Finch like, your constant touching finally comes in useful. Thank you. Spit up water.
Like patting you on the back gently.
We're right in the middle of the great wound. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Let's see. We're gonna make it a little darker. We're gonna turn the exposure up because it's a little dark in here, but that's okay. So I'm gonna start dropping all your tokens in, but there's a lot of you. But anyway, essentially on this little platform, you guys are gonna all. Oh god, this is a lot of you.
Squeeze
Wow.
in, squeeze in.
Everyone, squeeze in now. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a slight modification to.
At least we're not all giants this time, right? Like.
Yeah, we're just gonna slightly modify the platform. You're all gonna get up there. Fen does the whole shakes himself out. Yeah, but you all managed to get there. You've made it through the tunnel and you've made it through alive. Yes, you find yourselves in an interior underwater cavern. Surfacing from the water, you get up on the platform, and from within, you can hear deeper within the cavern sort of the sound of entities, perhaps motivating the water, shall we call it. You can smell death in here. You smell decay. And you also hear sort of wet the sound of what could only be large webbed feet walking here and there up ahead. But you have all made it inside of the cavern. Stage 1 complete. Stage 2, what do you do?
I'm gonna take my sword off and reactivate my cold right.
Understood.
Before battle.
Your cold right. Oh, you put away your sword, isn't that right?
Yes, I did.
All right, go ahead and roll some damage on yourself. And you can reactivate your cold
Hey.
right.
Not a 4 this time, but it is a 3.
3. You see Feroxy once more slice themselves, and that sort of blood tendril wraps itself around the blade, and he is Luke Skywalker, except it's ice.
Again?
Why are
I
you
still
weird?
don't get this concept of the bloodletting.
Why are you
Right.
weird about this?
He's really not good with that.
It's not okay.
It's my whole thing. Why are you being weird?
I'm not. I'm not used to it. Let me get used to it. Okay. Are you okay?
Can't be sanitary.
Basically, my blood activates magic. Not
Oh.
not my choice,
Okay.
but
okay.
I don't know.
All right. Okay. And I'll just like uncomfortably accept that as we go along.
It's gonna get infected.
I'll try and walk in front if we start marching, but yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, you want to be at the front of the marching order.
Yeah,
So as you kind of come to the edge there, make me a perception check.
of course. I do good at those sometimes. Gotcha. That's going to be a 13.
13, that's pretty good. You look ahead and you see sort of meandering about on a platform across the water, 2 Sahaugen. They don't notice you guys yet. They just seem to be sort of milling about here and there. There's vines and underwater cavern growth along the cavern walls. And beyond that, you maybe can just make out a couple of bones scattered on the floor. One of them looks at the other and says something like, and that one sort of, and it is going to, and the both of them are going to begin to sort of, oh my God.
They fly
Go
away.
477 tiles away from me. Jesus Christ.
Student?
Yeah. I hate that. But basically, yeah, him and his buddy are gonna like walk deeper into the cavern as they seem like they got something they gotta do.
So they're no longer visible from where we are.
I would say if you want to shoot them in the back as they're walking away, you absolutely can.
Do it.
Do it.
I always support combat.
We could be sneaky, or we could just go in and fucking kill him. So.
Should we get to the other platform first before we start this?
I'll say at this point they have walked away.
Proxy sighs deeply.
You're like, let me get wait. Should we wait till we're gonna do it, and they're gone. They walked away.
Proxy once again, still holding the sword though, like kind of takes the battle stance down. But there is this like water dip before the other platform into this. Did I see that correctly on your map?
Yes, you are quite right. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a this way view. Yeah, there are sort of like rocks along the walls. There is water below, and the platform they were standing on is a little elevated. So you kind of have two choices. You could try and you have to be a really good climber, but you could try and climb across the sleek rocks to get to the other side. That would certainly be the stealthiest way and the least wet way, or you could just swim up to it.
Gotcha. My brain said jump, but I don't think I can do that. Yeah, I'll
Gotta resist those intrusive thoughts. I get it.
Proxy doesn't have the stop. But yeah, I'll do some climbing if we're being quiet, I guess.
Make me an athletics check.
Yeah. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20? I didn't expect you to roll that good. Woohoo! Yeah, you grab the wall and in a sort of Tarzan-esque fashion, except a little bit more like I say Tarzan simply to express the expertise in which this person moves along sort of natural walls. You see with a fair amount of skill, as if this isn't the first time they've scaled a wall or moved across a wall, you see Feroxy expertly makes their way to the other side.
Just to keep myself honest, did I have to sheath my greatsword for this?
What did you roll again?
20, dirty 20.
20? For a dirty 20, I'll let you have your sword out.
Cool.
Have it in your teeth.
I can't take that damage again. Cool.
Oh boy.
All right, I want to try that.
I said athletics, but I feel like I want to let acrobatics be a thing as well because this is about balance, and so I'll allow both checks going forward. So yeah, go ahead, Zarvog, athletics or acrobatics.
So I got a 14.
14. So sorry. A 14. Yep, that's going to get you across. Maybe not with the same excellence that Feroxy does so, especially considering that Feroxy did it one-handed. You do like a little more struggle, and there's like a guilt, like grunts here and there, and like reaching for a stone a little bit out of the way, but still quite expertly you get across. Fen kind of sort of like winds himself up to. He's gonna give it a try. I want you to roll athletics or acrobatics check for Fen. He's gonna give it a shot.
Sure.
Wall climb, you little dog. Do it.
Wall climb, little doggo. Wall climb.
I'm just picturing the dog like with its paws in the wall, like.
Oh no, that's a 9 for Fen.
Oh.
Fen goes. He like puts his butt in the air and sort of like wiggles it, and he just jumps into the water. he doesn't even try. He just jumps into the water and sort of surfaces and sort of up to the surface, gets up and flushes himself out. He makes a big splash, but he's pretty happy and he looks at you like he did a good job.
Great.
Incredible. Anybody else have a preference how they wish to get across the dangerous gorge?
I think I'm gonna try and follow with what they just did.
All right, athletics.
Yeah, that's right. 24.
Wow.
You see Finch like when you know when Captain America is like holding the helicopter and he's doing one of those and it's just like flexing as hard as he can. You see Finch like maybe takes like the back part of their cuirass off just to show off how ripped their back is, and just does the whole fucking rock climbing thing with this like torn up back, and just like it's some real like Iron Man like workout shit. Like you guys are like, damn, Finch got the muscles, and yeah, you easily get across.
Thanks, strength.
That flavor was me, so don't take that for granted. Finch does. I don't think Finch actually takes off the back plate just to show off. Maybe they do, but the player didn't say so, so don't take it for granted, or take it with a grain of salt.
Did you see their back?
I'll say you see the back plate sort of like shifting around enough that you know that there's some big muscles back there.
Right. No, Finch is very modest. They wouldn't do that.
Okay. Incredible. Understood. Anybody else have a preference, or do you just want to like get across?
I think Dodger like looks at the water and goes, "Ugh," and he's gonna try to acrobatics across.
Give it a shot. See if you can Prince of Persia this shit.
Ooh. That's a 19.
You, expertly. You sort of like get your foothold. You go for a little run. You sort of like foothold, jump off, jump to the other side, and then bounce off of the other side onto the platform. Very sort of like Assassin's Creed-esque. And just sort of land very expertly. Well done. With the grace of the elves, you do like the whole Legolas thing where somehow he's like kicking off of falling rocks, and it's like, what is going on? Incredible. What about you, Ember? You're last up to bat. You see all of these experts in their crafts. What do you do?
Dodger made that look kind of easy. It can't be that hard.
It's a breeze, mate. Come on.
Actually, a 20. Dirty 20, but
was it athletics or acrobatics?
Acrobatics.
You're like, it can't be too hard. And you guys see, again, this like on the surface looks like an unassuming maybe merchant. You don't know. Just with like a fun mustache, just sort of like suddenly just does the most like wicked wall run you've ever fucking seen. He fully Prince of Persia this, does like a front flip and lands in front of Dodger.
Fuck yeah! Told you, breeze.
It's a breeze, mate.
Love to flip.
So Return of the Saugen. They come back around and they see you guys and they go,
Oh, perhaps we should have been sneaky.
they're going to, unfortunately, your dog hitting the water did raise suspicions down here. So we're going to roll a little initiative.
Not unfortunately.
No, I can't stay mad at that face.
Woo!
I'm just a baby.
Nat 20. Fuck yeah.
Nat
Fuck yeah.
20. Yvain, I'm gonna say, is going like, hang on, I'll be right there, and is like using her foot to like sort of like she's like doing like the foot tap like to get across. So she's gonna be busy doing that this fight, I think.
Her foot's like way too far out, like for her to like get a good grip. Just like
exactly.
I get
Who
it.
am I missing? Who did I forget to add to the initiative order here? You're all. I'm missing a piece. Oh, Zarvog, you're so stealthy. God, where did you go?
Where did I go?
You're literally stealth in the corner over there. Oh, incredible. Okay, let's get it on. Shattered Void? That sounds a little much. How about we just use metal? I feel like you guys are gonna slide on them. Let's put some metal on.
Yes.
Let's go. All right, let's do this. 25 to 20.
I got a 21.
Hell yeah.
I got a 20.
Ooh.
I got a dirty 20.
Oh fuck yeah.
God.
Rip.
Damn, boy.
Calm the fuck down.
Phyroxian. Yeah, calm down,
Chill.
guys. Jesus.
God,
Chill.
serious.
Chill. So Phyroxy, Finch, and Zarvold. What about a 20 to 15?
16.
God damn. Ember, what'd you get?
5.
Okay, they at least get to go before somebody. So these guys pop out and they're like, "Ah!" And all of you are like, kill, murder, kill, and are ready to go. For Roxy, you're first up to bat. As these guys make their way in to roar at you, what do you do?
So I think Frox is a little miffed that he didn't get to go last time at all. And suddenly everybody was doing better at him getting across the chasm. So I'm gonna bonus action blood curse it.
Got it.
Well,
Okay.
actually, can I get close enough to hit one of them? Can I get within 30 feet?
The bones are difficult terrain, but with 30 feet, you can get there.
Okay, cool. That's all that matters. I'm gonna blood curse the marked, and I'm going to amplify, because I want to use all of my abilities.
Nobody hurts Feroxy like Feroxy does.
I just love blood hunters, my dude.
You're gonna
Fair
fucking
enough.
die. Be careful.
I'm fine.
I know you guys see like puddles of blood around Feroxy. You roll 4 again.
Yeah, I did.
Stop think we should be concerned about this.
Roxy fully slits their artery open and goes, "Oh shit!" And fortunately enough, is used to doing this enough that is like prepared to staunch the blood, but it's a pretty bad cut.
I feel like I'm just gonna waste all of my healing on Feroxy.
Don't do that.
He's
What part
got to
of
learn
this build makes
somehow.
you think I want to be healed?
The whole
Sideways,
point of my-
Roxy.
Fuck your holy light.
All right, you mark it, and it's sort of like, and you feel it sort of like pulls away, and its body begins to sort of like this like blood-soaked rune forms on its chest, and its body begins to sort of like pull it almost towards your blade.
Rad. All right, so now I have advantage because of the amplification.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Glad for that because that first attack was a 3. So let's do it one more time.
All right.
Fuck. Then the highest I got was a 10.
That sucks so bad. You're like, fuck everyone doing better than me. You like blood bend him. This like thing goes out. He's like, he like lifts a foot off of the ground. He's like, and like the rune is like basically ready to explode across your blade. And you're like, okay, I've perfected this. I've created this right so that I can perfect this blood curse. This is gonna be so rad. You go, you run in and you trip on a femur. You trip on like a discarded femur, and you're like, whoa, and you like swing across his chest, and the blood thing just sort of slurps across his chest, and he lands. He's like, he's and he looks
so
very
hard
pleased
to
with
be cool,
himself.
Guys.
Level 2.
Level 2.
You did your best, and that's all you can do. Finch, put you a little forward, Finch. You've been standing here for a minute. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and make my way into melee range with the one that's closest. So try and move. Yeah, there we go.
I'm gonna just I'll give it to you. So at 20 feet, this is technically gonna be 30 feet as it's half movement to move through Fen and Dodger's space, but you'll be able to get there.
I have 30 feet of movement, so.
Yes, you do. So it's only 20 to get there, but since you have difficult terrain twice, that makes a total of 30. So you're good though. It takes your whole movement.
Okay, all right. And then I am going to attack with my Warhammer.
Yeah, bust him up.
21 to hit.
That'll do. Yeah, Frox, you're like, oh shit, I'll get him next time. Finch comes over and just like smashes this guy's head against the wall with the Warhammer.
And then 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. You just, and he has a moment of complete disorientation as you bash him for 8 damage. Well done. Anything else?
No.
All right, Zarvog. Zarvog the Deadly.
Can I get into a position for a ranged attack against the second one?
You, my friend, do not worry about difficult terrain because you're a badass ranger. So if you want to jump into those bones, you like jump on, you do this crazy balance thing where there's like this huge rib cage, and you just like balance the heels of your feet, like on the two like protruding strong bones of the rib cage, and you get your bow ready.
Ironically.
Yeah, ironically. One day you will master the rib cage, but today is not that day. You want a hunter's mark?
Speaking of that, I made my Constitution save on the ribs.
How'd you do?
14.
Yeah, buddy. So first and foremost, do you want a hunter's mark?
Yes.
All right, you hunter's mark. You
on that
pull
second
back
one.
the arrow with a great deal of pain. You get the full draw and you let it loose. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
All right. 14.
14. 14 damage?
No, 14 attack.
14 attack, my bad. That will absolutely hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Uh, 4 plus 6 plus 2, 12.
12 damage. This guy he's disoriented, bashed against the wall, and he sort of like is getting back to it. He quickly reorients himself, but before he gets into like a proper defensive stance, like right into his lung, and he and makes an immediate like sound of like air leaving his lung through his chest and starts choking on his own blood. You hit a deadly shot into his lung, and you don't think he's walking away from this combat one way or another.
Nice.
Anything else?
Let's see. Fen?
Yes.
Should we have him? Is he attacking or no?
I don't think Fen's quite there yet. That'll be next level.
Okay.
So I think Fen is just going to sort of
So
do what
he'll
Fen knows to. Yeah, Fen's going to do what Fen knows what to do, and it's just going to sort of like meander to the back of the wall, sort of to your right, but behind you.
Yep. All right, I'm good.
All right, fantastic. Dodger, you're up. What's the plan?
I'm gonna dart up to the one next to Feroxy.
Absolutely. Easily done. 20 feet.
And I'll go for an attack.
All right, make an attack roll. Straight roll, but you will get the sneak attack if you hit.
I don't think I do. 1 second. That's an 11.
An 11, unfortunately, is just shy. Yeah. You go to do it, and you go to get him, and it sort of just sort of like bounces off of this like giant conch shell shoulder pauldron that it has, and it barely gets out of the way in time.
Ah, fuck. Can I disengage and back up 10 feet?
Of course you can. You're a rogue. You can do anything you want. Isn't that the whole point? Yeah, you back up and you find yourself like right behind Finch.
I thank you. Ah! I scream at it.
Yeah, I duck behind Finch.
Incredible. The Sahaugin's turn. Ooh, Sahaugen actually get to do stuff in this fight? I didn't know that. Okay, this one looks over at you, Feroxy, and sort of like... and is sort of like looking almost like a little crazed. His eyes are bloodshot, and he's sort of smelling the air around you very intently. And it seems that your blood has sent him into a frenzy. You've bled yourself so much around him that he will have advantage on melee attack rolls against you.
Oh, no.
That's what my class does. Does blood stuff.
Oh no!
I don't know.
What Fair. No, you're good. You're good, Ryan.
Let's see. Makes 2 melee attacks. One spell, one spot, or spear. So it is going to. So as he's like, and he just kind of goes crazy. He's going to try and bite you, just in like, just crazed instinct. 20 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
That's going to be 3 piercing damage as he bites down onto your like upper arm and takes a chunk out.
Ouch! Owie!
Owie! And then he sort of draws back and sort of it like swallows the meat from your arm, and then he tries to spear you in the chest.
It's fucking disgusting. You don't know where that's
18 to hit.
That hits, yeah.
You don't know where that's been. That's going to be 3 piercing damage again. He sort of clips you in your rib and you sort of just almost gets you.
I'm looking good, Kat.
Does
I feel like that's not
look good? I feel like that's not true.
Roxy, are you bloody? Would you say you're blighted half,
Yes.
half health or lower? Okay. Okay. Incredible.
I
No
love
one
this
else
class
here
so much.
has taken damage, I believe. So this one sort of smells the air and looks over at you, Feroxy, and goes, and he's gonna disregard the paladin that just bashed him in the head and the arrow in his chest, and he's gonna try and bite you because he's blood frenzied at you.
Understood.
19 to hit.
Easy, McGee.
Oh my god.
It's gonna be 3 piercing damage.
Glad they're only getting 3s. I'm good.
Yeah. And then here comes the spear. He bites down on you, gets a little
It's
chunk. He's
gonna
gonna try and
miss.
uphand
It's gonna
spear
miss.
you. It's gonna miss. He has advantage.
Yeah.
16?
That exactly it.
Oh fuck. That's gonna be 7 piercing damage that time. This one actually
shit.
he gets you really good that time. He just yanks
Well, he only
you.
needed 1. I'm down.
Oh,
He just like
Feroxy's getting
into
fucking murdered.
the ground. He just he gets you good. All right, Feroxy, you just hit the deck, my friend, and you did it because of piercing damage. It's time to roll a d20.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Don't use my healing on you, huh?
I don't know what it is about Feroxy, but something about that this PC wants me to roll low. I got a nat 1, whatever that means for the
That's-
piercing damage.
You got a nat 1?
That's not good.
Yeah.
That's not really
You
not
guys
good.
see this guy bite Feroxy and like take a little chunk out of Feroxy, and as Feroxy's like and like moves his arm to sort of like swipe away, the spear comes across the hand and stabs him in the eye as he hits the ground. You, my friend, have lost an eye.
Oh,
Okay. Oh my.
wow.
All right.
I'm sorry,
It's cool, guys. We're cool.
I'm sorry. That's don't roll that ones on.
Yeah, no. I guess my dice decided I wanted that. Anyway, it's Ember's turn.
I'm gonna say you have disadvantage. This thing says you have disadvantage on perception. Kind of makes sense. You're gonna have disadvantage on perception checks that rely on sight, and you're also gonna have disadvantage on ranged attack rolls because you now have no depth perception.
Yeah, of course.
I am so sorry, my friend.
No, it's
Sorry,
okay.
sorry.
It's gonna look
Think-
really cool though, and it's lucky that you use a great sword as a weapon.
Yeah, things
Um,
happen. It's all right.
Things happen, but yeah, you guys see Feroxy on the ground. Like, this is a mess. I'll let you choose. Do you want it to be left eye or the right eye? Your choice.
Left Eye Lopez.
Cooper, do you remember which eye it is for Mary? I have
It's
to go with
the
the
one
other
you were
one.
just touching.
Gotcha. So left eye for
Left eye's hurt or left eye's good?
left eye is hurt.
Okay. Left eye, it's a mess. It's there's like a literally like bleeding, gouging hole where the left eye once was, as Feroxy lays sprawled on the ground, and you've definitely let go of your great sword, so unfortunately your right is down. All right. That is they turn to face the remaining enemies. They're just gonna get into position, and that's gonna be the turn.
Oh,
Ember?
fucking shit.
You, my terrifying flame wielding friend, what would you like to do? Muted.
Sorry.
No problem.
I'm still going to move to stand over Feroxy's body.
All right.
I hope
That's
I got
gonna
enough
be-
move.
It's gonna be a little rough terrain because you got to walk through the bones, but I'm gonna put you here. 5, 10, we're gonna say 20 feet, and you're standing over top of Feroxy.
Okay. I'm going to make a 15-foot cone. I want to try to edge out Finch, so I don't hit Finch.
I don't think that's gonna be too much of a problem. It's like 50, 70. I'm not even gonna measure it. You're gonna be fine. Yeah, not even gonna measure it. It's gonna be no problem at all. You take the flame and sort of like cast it down the line just enough so that it goes like it's a wall of fire right in front of Finch's face. But you're gonna be okay.
Yeah, it's a DC 14 deck save.
Those are 2 failures.
7 points of fire damage apiece.
The one guy who is heavily wounded is scorched and just sort of falls back dead into the ground, singed and burned. The other guy took a ton of damage, but he's doing just okay. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, Feroxy, my friend, I want you to tell me. Is there anything that Feroxy thinks about as they lay here, their eye socket throbbing? Is there anything that passes through Feroxy's head that you would like to talk about?
There isn't much of like a distinct memory where you could like see Feroxy, but there is like the fleeting memory running through the woods, white and golden furred paws hitting the wood, hitting the dirt floor of the forest, just running as fast as possible, chasing a rabbit, finally catching it in his teeth. And I think that's the memory going through Feroxy's head.
Understood. Go ahead and roll me a private death saving throw, please.
Get you a picture. All right.
Understood. Okay, understood. Finch, you see your ally has fallen. One of the enemies has fallen. What do you do?
I sigh deeply. Can I make my way to Feroxy?
You absolutely can. You step over the body of the scorched Sahuagin, and you are within 5 feet.
That sounds good. All right, then. So then I'm going to use my action to quickly bend down and say, "Not yet, friend." And I'm going to cast Lay on Hands, and I'm going to use 5 points from my pool.
All right, Feroxy, this memory fades from you as you sort of regain consciousness. I do need you to roll me another d20 because you did roll below 5 on your death saving throw.
Yeah.
The other eye.
There's another eye.
You know, I'm so glad I prepared Cure Wounds for this too, because I just knew.
Good idea.
Hey Ryan, what I'm seeing
Yeah.
you right now is a fucking nightmare.
No way.
No.
I don't. Roll again. Narratively, it doesn't make sense. I'm vetoing it. Roll again.
How?
I'm not blinding you at level 2.
I made a joke. I promise it was a joke.
You made a joke and you made it
my
real.
holy magic protect something here?
Yeah, it just did. Don't worry.
All right.
You rolled another nat 1 and I can't help you. I gave you the veto there. That's.
Can I be real?
you
It's not much better.
Okay. It's better than being completely blind. I hope.
Couple
Not
two.
much better. Is it a 2?
It kind of fits though. It kind of fits for the injury you just took. You, my friend, have a throat injury. So as you stand up, what everyone saw was the gouging of the eye. What they didn't see is that it sort of traveled down, like the back of your, like as he pulled it. Or we'll say that the initial bite like got you in the neck. So you have a throat injury. You gain a level of exhaustion which cannot be removed by normal means. You also have disadvantage on Constitution checks. Don't even worry about that part. Forget that part and talk, because like nobody makes Constitution checks ever. So you just gain a level of exhaustion that can't be cured normally, but you'll have to investigate if you do want that to be caused normally. But you have this like long sort of like bite mark scar down your neck now.
Can I
So right
ask a DM question real quick with the
Yes.
lingering wounds? So to our knowledge, we don't know how, like if these are whatever happened is curable or not. So I just want to make sure that I understand, right? So like we ourselves could try and fix it, whether or not that works or not, who the fuck knows?
Yeah. So
Okay.
everything on these charts are fixable one way or another. Some much more difficult than the others. Some require amount of time of bed rest. Some require any amount of basic healing. Others require much more larger based healing magics. You guys will have to take some time to conduct some. This medicine just became a much more important skill. You'll have to take some time to assess the wound and figure out if it's beyond normal curative means or not. But everything is curable one way or another. Okay, fantastic. So you arise, Feroxy, sort of with this like throat injury. Breath doesn't pass so fast and well now, and you're seeing nothing out of your left eye, and it just throbs with pain, your neck and your eye. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn, Finch?
I sigh deeply again.
Okay. All right, Zarvolg, your prey lays dead. What do you do next?
Yeah, I'm gonna transfer my hunter's mark
Understood.
and go ahead and fire an arrow.
Alrighty. Respectable. Make a con save, yeah. Or, yeah, con save.
All right. Yeah, I forgot my Constitution save. I got it. No, failed Constitution save again.
Fuck, I'm sorry. You were like, okay, the first one was pretty good. You jerk it back a little too hard, feeling a little more confident in yourself than maybe you should have, and your rib just, it's the most like brain splitting pain, and you can't find the resolve to pull your bowstring back this turn.
At least I'm not blind.
At least you're not blind.
Hey, thanks. Yeah.
Too soon. Too soon.
Too soon. All right, sorry, Zarvolg. That'll bring us to Dodger. What's the plan, Dodger?
What the fuck? And I try to stab it.
You'll have advantage because Ember's right there.
Okay. Ooh. That's a dirty 20 to hit.
Dirty 20 to hit. That will absolutely hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Fuck yeah. Ooh. 10 plus. That's 12 points of piercing.
12 points of piercing. Very nice. Still standing by a thread, sort of. Definitely looking like a cornered animal a little bit right now. But very hurt. Well done. Anything else, Dodger?
I'll stand my ground.
Stand your ground. Well, I'll tell you who isn't standing their ground. This Sahaugen. It is going to disengage. It's going to go 5,
Hit it.
10.
Okay, pussy.
Yeah, 50. Yeah.
Where's my sentinel when I need it, damn it?
And it fucking jumps in the water and goes koosh.
And takes 3 points of damage and dies.
Not the rock. Oh, I forgot there's a rock here. He jumps into the water and just starts swimming. He's going to get to about here. Like about there. Ember, what would you like to do?
Can I see him?
Fucking scorch him.
If you want to run to the edge and take a pot shot at him, you absolutely can. So he would have swam down a little bit, so I'm going to say, just call it, it's not too far down, so we're just going to call that light obscurity, so go ahead and make a straight roll. You're good. It's magic going underwater, so you're good.
25.
25. You look at where he is, you make your blast, go ahead and roll the damage.
10 points.
10 points. How do you want to roast this fish?
Just a impact to the back of his head that evacuates out the front.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. You see this guy swimming along, you focus the energy in your ring and you just blast in the water. A huge steam-based splash goes off. Little chunks of sanguine land in different places, and you see the headless body just sort of surface and begin to start floating around. That is a dead Sahaugen. And you, my friend, are successful. Well done. Well done. Well done. And that'll bring us to the end of combat.
Okay. I think I'm going to kneel down next to Feroxy and just see how he's doing.
Make a medicine check.
Not touching him.
Not touching. Make a medicine check.
Okay.
How is he doing? Well, Finch, here's your medical assessment as you know it. Feroxy has a giant gaping hole in the side of their head. So you do not think Feroxy's gaining access to that eye anytime soon.
Okay.
If ever. And you see this deep gashing throat injury, and you're not touching him, but to your best assessment, it has probably scarred the windpipe. So you're pretty sure that is going to leave a major inability to breathe properly, which is going to make it harder to get through the day. And both of these injuries are permanent as far as you know. The only thing that could potentially reverse them is greater healing magics.
Okay. Can I try and cast Cure Wounds on him?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you put your hands on him, cast Cure Wounds and channel the power of your god.
Okay.
You can go ahead and roll, and you can absolutely heal Feroxy, and it will heal the neck. The neck will pull itself together into a fairly gruesome scar, and the eye socket will stop bleeding and sort of... It's a fairly gnarly scar, but will sort of mend over, but no eye will return and the breathing doesn't steady. But you can heal him.
That's fine. You'll hear me whisper some words that you don't understand. And then it's 6 + 2, so 8 points of healing.
8 points of healing to you, Feroxy. You hear Finch whisper in a strange language that almost sounds like hymn, like song maybe, in a way. Very quietly under their breath. And once again, you feel this power surround you, this feeling of protection and readiness to defend that seeps away, and you feel yourself healed a little better.
Okay, and I'm just gonna brush the clothes down.
There's some appreciation as you do the healing, but as you go back for the second touch to bar the clothes down, it's a harsh shove.
Okay. All right. And I won't be offended because I know you just had some fucked up things happen to you, so I'll just get up.
I guess I won't be offended.
Yeah.
You've just lost your eye and your ability to breathe properly forever. I guess I won't be offended.
I think their breathing has kind of like
a whistle.
It's a horse.
Not necessarily a whistle. It's like the sharp breathe in, but then it's like the Darth Vader-esque modulator harsh coming out. Yeah, kind of. And they're trying to hold that back, but it's hard, and they don't say any words.
There's a labored groan to the exhale.
Yeah.
Okay. You hear sort of down around the corner, you hear, who's there? Someone there? Shut up, I'm not supposed to speak. Here's some mumbling from around the corner that they walk down.
And I'll go and investigate the strange noise.
Yeah, I'll go too.
Yeah.
All right, you go too. Ranger and the Paladin march forward bravely on, and you are going to find 4 individuals. You are going to find tied up in sort of seaweed. You're going to see, looks like twins. You see 2 male humans, nearly identical in appearance. Their hair is different. One is longer hair, one is shorter hair, but physically speaking, they're almost identical. You see a rather sort of pissed off looking half-elf woman with sort of red hair, tied up, looking like acceptedly annoyed at their situation. And last, you see this really stocky dwarf with long brown hair, sort of raggedy brown hair around the face. They're all sort of tied up in sort of seaweed, like thick seaweed made into rope.
I'm gonna go and start to try and untie them.
Without issue, none too hard with your very sharp implements or your own ability to undo knots. You are able to start untying them. One of the 2 brothers goes, the one with the long hair goes, who are you? What's going on? Have you come to rescue us? Are you with the Relic Seekers?
Yeah, so we're not necessarily with the Relic Seekers per se, but we are here to rescue you. And I'll keep like trying to undo the knots. And I'll like try and like not softly holler outside the cavern, but like not yell either to like get other people's attention.
You're like, hey guys, come on, like get over here.
All right. Am I in?
Trotting in.
Yeah, you're in. You're totally in.
Where are the artifacts?
He goes, forget the bloody artifacts. Get this the fuck out of here.
I turn around and walk out.
He doesn't seem to. He kind of was like, oh, that was weird. But Finch is still untying him, so they're like, okay. Yeah. Is there anything anyone wants to do?
As I'm untying them, I think I'm just gonna ask and see say what happened? Like what can you guys tell us? Like how did you end up here? Do you know?
The half-elf woman will speak up. She says, yes, let me speak. I'm supposed to be the leader of this group. And the long-haired twin says, some leader you've been. You got us all locked up in here. And she's sort of like, just sort of scoffs at him. Says, we were making our way through the swamps and we were set upon by the Sahogin. There was a vast many of them. They ambushed us. We were following the shoreline so that we could get to Stilden without any issue. And we were bringing a crate of supplies to Stilden on behalf of the Relic Seeker faction.
Do you know what happened to your supplies, or do you not recall?
The dwarf speaks up. She says, "Aye, the dwarf. Undoubtedly, they took it deeper into the cave. They take all their spoils deeper into the cave where that priestess lady is. She's fucking terrifying. She's like lightning and shit."
So besides the two chuckleheads outside, there's more to your knowledge that we should be concerned about.
Aye, there's usually more down here, but something's got them all riled up and they seem to have cleared out a bit, but there's still a couple in here. We don't know for certain. We're not allowed to leave this space, but there's more people in here. Aye.
Okay. All right. So as I like untie them, I like get up and I'll go and like explain all of that to the rest of the party.
Understood. They kind of get
Oh
up.
shit, you're alive.
Well, fuck.
No
fuck.
fucking way. Well, fuck.
That never happens.
Yeah, they'll join you, and basically the dwarf and the two humans are gonna just bicker, but like the half elf seems to be like a pretty down to business kind of lady. She walks up and she says, "I'd like to be help, but I admit I don't have any weapons or anything. The other two, I mean, they're just thugs. They could use clubs, but they're not particularly skilled. They're not particularly bright either. The name's oh my god, why did I give her this name? Yeah, my name is Ophemelia. I am I'm a ranger in these parts. But anyway, we can hold up here. We can follow you along, whatever you prefer. But I can lead this group well enough. Do whatever you want. You seem to be knowing your way around."
And I'll extend my hand and I'll just say like, I'm Finch, nice to meet you. Just trying to like calm the situation down a little bit.
Yeah, she just shakes your hand. She doesn't look particularly like high emotional. She seems pretty like flat, pretty like ready for whatever's next. Like almost more annoyed than like terrified like the others are. Just like ready to like, it's like, okay, great, let's get out of here. Basically.
Seek my revenge.
Yeah, the others are sort of like anxious and nervous, if not afraid. But she looks very like, okay, cool, what next? Basically. Very, very mild mannered, very sort of like cool-headed. She says, so can't be much of use to you in combat. So we'll stay here. If you have any extra arms, I'd happy to be taking a bow off someone's hand, but you all seem to know your way around better, and frankly, they haven't fed us much, so we're all a little tired here. But if we can tell you whatever you need to know, answer any questions.
Can we escort them back outside to the Bollywogs, or do we not want to do that?
They can find their own way, right?
Ophelia says, I could, yeah, we see them come and go. It's they brought us in through that way. I could get them out of here and to the shoreline if you wanted us to just evade and run.
I mean, they got no weapons. Fucking
Right, you wanna do
useless,
that?
no offense.
Should we
None
just send
taken.
them home with the Bollywogs?
Do you guys feel strong enough to even make it? I mean, that was a pretty far climb that we had to make over there to get over here. Are you okay to do that?
They'll be okay. Just give me a couple of minutes, would you? At which point, I'll like go back into the back end of the little purview back where they were, and I'll lay out some stuff. And conveniently, I have these brand new spanking snake steaks. And I'm going to feed
steaks?
them.
Oh yeah.
Snake
Yeah.
Fuck
You take out some
yeah.
steaks. And yeah, you feed them. They start scarfing it up. Even Ophelia sort of almost no courtesy whatsoever. They haven't been fed in a while, and they just start like start scarfing it down. You get the sense that exhaustion has been used against them to keep them from retreat, if you understand. And they scarf it down.
And the follow-on question is, when they go to take stuff deeper into the cave, like the stuff that you guys came with, which way do they go? It's all water and dark corners down here.
Ophelia will point sort of in this direction. She'll say, I managed to scope it out a little bit. I don't know what lies past, but there is indeed a large body of water. Basically, she'll take you around here and you can like look through here, basically. She'll say there is a large body of water, and then there's a set of stairs that lead into a cavern at the back of the room. That is where the priestess stays. I don't know much more than that. I've only been able to have a couple peeks around the corner without them noticing. So I think you just need to make it to the far end of the room, make your way up the stairs, and I don't know what you'll find, but that's where they took our things.
At which point I'll take my dagger and I'll hand it to Ophelia. I don't have much, but it's what I have.
It's much appreciated. If we see each other again, I'll be sure to return it. She'll put that into her belt loop. Yep.
In a similar light, Froxy wordlessly takes the crossbow off his back and hands it over to the ranger.
She'll take it. She'll say, "Are you sure that's a pretty decent piece of hardware?" Okay, all right. So, yeah, all right, I'll take it. I assume you're giving her your bolt pack as well. Yeah, okay. She'll take it. She'll say, "All right, all right. I'll get these all to. I'll make sure to get them to still been alive with these. Thank you."
Wait, if we're giving her weapons, we might as well take her with us.
I think she'll be better served getting these others out.
Well, I'll be honest. I'm sure it's going to take some convincing to get these others to, get them out of here. They, both of the brothers. Well, one of the brothers doesn't want anything to do with the relics. The other does, and my dwarf companion does want to retrieve the relic as well. I think after, I don't know how long we've been down here, but it feels like days. I doubt the job is going to be complete. Who are you with? What are you all doing here, if you don't mind my asking?
Clasp.
You're with the Clasp?
Yep. Well, because you got fucked up, so.
Right. Yeah. Do whatever you want. I mean, I just want to get out with my life at this point. The others might feel more passionately, so we could really go either way, but I'll convince them to do whatever you want. Okay, well, I think I'm going to take them out. Sounds like that was the original plan. And you all seem to be giving me an awkward look like I'm overstaying my welcome. So, thank you. I hope we speed each other again. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say, honestly. And she sort of turns around and she goes back. She goes, all right, listen up. I'm getting out of here. And they're like, but what about the relics? She goes, to the hells with relics. We need to get out of here with our lives. And she's going to go over there and she's basically going to try and persuade them at disadvantage because she is exhausted. But she does well enough that they're like, well, what are you so you've been convincing us for the last 2 weeks. And they're going to start, very slowly meandering out the way they came. And some of them are like looking a little annoyed as they go past you, as they probably want their relics and want the job done. But like the dwarf is like, well, thank you for the bottom of my heart. May the Allhammer watch over your path ahead. May you make sure that the stones under your feet are strong. And she sort of meanders along. And the ranger says, well, you won. Maybe I'll make it up to you, get a drink back in Stilben, but we're getting the fuck out of here for now. And she is going to take the party, and they're gonna try and make their way back the way you guys came. And with that, yes,
on their way out, I want to let them know that right now the Sahagin are being distracted by these frog dudes. Just blow by all of them. Just go.
Well, thank you for the warning. I'll take your advice. We'll get the fuck out of there. She says, all right, it's now or never. And they're going to start like making their way over to the platform, and they're slowly but surely going to make their way out. And who knows if they'll make it back alive or not, but you have at least armed them well. What lies ahead, undoubtedly, is a small host of Sahugin, not as much as you could have expected if you hadn't allied with the Bullywugs, but nonetheless, some. And with that, the prize lays at your fingertips. But that is where we'll end the session for today. Again, I'm sorry I arrived late. I hope everyone had a great time, and we will complete this trial very soon. And we'll end the session with Yvain finally having made it across the rocks. She's like, okay, I made it.
Late.
I forgot she was still there. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you're here. That's pretty funny.
She was being so quiet.
You were so stealthy. Good job.
Damn.
Well, good job, guys. I didn't know if you were gonna make friends with those bullywugs or not. I was like, I left a lot of options. I was like, you could kill them and take their shit, or you could.
They're so cute.
Got that Pally Riz.
And Pally Riz. Got them in show and tell.
Exactly. When in doubt,
Incredible.
show shiny things.
Yeah, they seem to like shiny things.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys are well on your way. Good job. Good job today, guys. Good job.
I think we need to like whittle for Roxy like a new eye or something like that.
You can go, like, that's the thing too. You're not totally screwed. You can go find glass eyes, or you can find like a magic eye replacement and such.
This
Ooh,
is
a
the
laser.
second character I currently play that has one eye.
Really? Oh yeah. That's right.
Find an artificer and make a laser eye.
A laser. Oh, become what's his
That'd be
name
cool.
from Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna catch some dinner. It's been good playing, and I hope you all had fun.
Thanks, guys.
It was fantastic.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.